producing that game for us tonight, but we had a little trouble. Mike Schatzer was supposed to do some color for us. He called this morning. He was sick. We lost a cameraman during the day. Had to replace a cameraman for the South game, and then to kind of add the insult to injury, we lost a piece of equipment for a while. We did ultimately find that, and everything all is working well. So you know. It's been an interesting day, but here we are. It's Friday night, and we got football on tap. And let's talk a little bit about this team that Oldham County is going to face here tonight, Kevin. We kind of briefly mentioned it there in the opening segment, but this is a Trinity team that, if you happen to have been under a rock for the last 20 years, has been one of the preeminent programs here in the state of Kentucky. Um, the school is coming in here number 2 ranked in Class 6A. Since 2013, and that's as far back as I looked on this stat. Uh, I think it actually goes back a little bit further. Um, Actually, it does. It goes all the way back to 2004. That was the last time Trinity lost a Kentucky high school that was not named St. X or Male.
Wow. Since 2004.
2004. The last team that was not St. X or Male that defeated this Trinity squad was back in the excuse me, it was in the playoffs, round 2. They lost to the Dixie Heights Colonels by a touchdown. Since then, the only schools from the state of Kentucky to defeat this team have been either their rivals, the St. X Tigers, or Male. Now, Male actually, over the last 7 seasons, they actually have a winning record against Trinity. They've won 8 of the 11 games during that time against Trinity, but very, very few other schools, in state or out of state, have been able to take this team's measure. In fact, in the last 16 seasons, well, actually, the last 15, this would be the 16, but in the last 15 seasons, Trinity has won their classification state championship 10 times.
I don't know if you can find success like that anywhere else. Um, that is an obscene number to even think about, that one school could be that dominant for that long of a period of time. It's like the New England Patriots in the NFL almost,
Yeah.
to that extent for high school.
Yeah, if you're a high school fan in the state of Kentucky, love them or hate them, you got to respect the success, and it's a tribute to the coaches that have come through here, the administrators who've run the program, and they do have a beautiful stadium. We're really sorry we can't bring you the pictures. It is artificial turf for Oldham fans, much like the South Oldham Field in Crestwood, but they did a really nice job with the stands themselves, and I bring this up because I don't know how many people remember, but back 15 years ago, maybe Trinity actually probably had one of the um, worst stadiums in the state of Kentucky. It was run down, and I know a lot of Trinity faithful and everything who just really were not happy about it. They had a great program, but not such a great looking facility. Well, they really outdid themselves when they put this together. Marshall Stadium, very beautiful place for a football game. The large section of the home fans are sitting in seatbacks, which is kind of nice for a high school stadium.
Oh,
Trinity comes in here 10-2, and Kevin, this has been much like the last few years. They've taken on a lot of teams though from outside the state of Kentucky.
yeah. I mean, they started off the year, first 4 games of the year. They went to Carmel, Indiana, and beat the snot out of Carmel. They went to Warren Central in Indianapolis, played a really close game, 3-point game, 17-14, got the win up there. Went to Archbishop Moeller, which is, I know for a fact that that is a big, prestigious powerhouse type school up in Ohio, and they beat them 41-0. And then went to, is that Wabanese Valley?
Wabansie Valley. Yeah,
Wabansie
it's one of those
Valley.
one of those tough little
Ag-
names there, but all the way to Illinois. It's tough to travel that far and then go out on your game day and score 60 points.
Yeah, they go a long way, and then they came back home, and of course, think about this: you play all these teams from out of state, some of the bigger powerhouse, as you will, teams out of state, and you come back into your own home state, and you open up your state games against Male, and
It
man,
doesn't get any easier.
it doesn't. Man, they had a real tough one against Male. Male gave them their first loss of the season. And then since then, Trinity's won 6 of their last 7 games for a 10-2 record. Only other team to beat them this year was Cathedral, another out-of-state team.
Yeah, another powerhouse out of
Hmm.
Indianapolis beat them 28-7. The only team to not just beat them, but really kind of take their measure this year. Some of those other schools, Carmel, Indiana, was a state runner-up in Indiana last year. Warren Central was actually the team that beat them in the championship game. So these were not just anybody that they were playing. These were some powerful teams. Trinity comes in here tonight. Doing a lot of things well, Kevin. But uh, one of the things that they have not had too much trouble doing is scoring points. In fact, in this current 5 game winning streak that they've got, this is an offense that hasn't scored less than 42 points in any of those 5 games. That was against Ballard, a 42-12 win last week.
Yeah, I was just doing the math on there, trying to figure out their points per game, how much they're scoring this year, and they're only averaging 38.4. Now that's a pretty high number, but to put it into perspective, last week when I did the numbers, South Oldham is averaging 50, I think 51, 52 points per game. But in the last 4 weeks, though, is what we're looking at. It doesn't matter what you do all year long; it matters what you're doing right now. In the last 4 or 5 weeks, 5 weeks, excuse me, they have been just putting up insane numbers offensively. Like you said, 42 points being their lowest score against Ballard last week, and that was a playoff game. So their offense is rolling at the moment.
Yeah, Nathan McElroy, the trigger man for this offense. He is the starting quarterback for the Rocks, coming in here completing about 59% of his passes. He's already thrown for over 2,100 yards, 25 touchdowns, only 9 picks on the season. McElroy will be wearing number 15 tonight. He's a 6'2" junior. This is a kid putting up some senior-like numbers in his junior season.
Yeah, and the scary part is not only is he putting up those kind of numbers in his junior year, but they have a great balance offensively. I was just looking over here. They're averaging 186 yards passing per game, about or around 180 yards passing per game, but they're also averaging around 190 yards rushing per game. So there's it's not one of those teams where they're super run heavy or they're super pass heavy. You have to try to stop them running the ball. You have to try to stop them throwing the ball, and it's gonna be real difficult tonight for Oldham County to decide when's Trinity gonna run, and really it's just a guessing game on defense.
Yeah, and like most high school teams, they are a little bit more on the run side than
Hmm.
on the pass side, but relatively balanced. I mean, again, we're talking about high school age kids. This year, if you as you look at the Rock stats, they've run the ball 392 times coming into tonight's ball game. They've thrown the ball 257 times. So a pretty decent. A pretty decent balance there. If you look at it, that's what is that? That comes out to about a 60-40 run to pass ratio. That in the world of high school football is pretty balanced play.
Yeah, and not only are they that balanced, but they're scoring from both ways as well. Their touchdown score, they have 26 passing touchdowns and 31 rushing touchdowns. So it's not like when they get into the red zone, it's like, okay, now we're not great at throwing the ball in the red zone area. We're just gonna pound it in. You gotta look out for both ways, and that is a great explanation as to why Trinity is 10-2 on the season and has been scoring the ball so efficiently here in the last 5 weeks.
Yeah, and I tell you the one thing I do want to mention before we take a break and then come back and talk about this Colonel team under Coach Mike Fox, who's actually returning home, so to speak. He's been with Oldham County the last 3 years, but this was his last high school home. He was an assistant here at Trinity. But the one thing that I do want to mention here is some of the skill players for Trinity tonight. One of the things we're going to be watching is an offense that's predicated mostly on, in terms of the skill players, on underclassmen. The two main running backs tonight we're going to see are junior Bradley West and a sophomore Armand Tucker. Tucker, the leading rusher with 951 yards rushing and 17 TDs. As I already mentioned, your quarterback's a junior. This is a team that, at least in those skill positions, going to welcome a lot of talented kids back next year.
Yeah, and that's scary for all the teams that are looking at Trinity right now that have gotten beaten by Trinity and looking at it like, man, we got to play them again next year, and they're bringing the same guys back. It's a scary thought, and the thing I noticed about Trinity is they kind of have a sort of similar setup. I keep bringing up South because last week I had them on my mind. I did the game last week.
Right.
South had two really great running backs, um, and their names are slipping my mind at the moment.
Well, the ones that did the most damage this year were seniors for
Yes,
South, Keaton Martin
Keaton
and
Martin
J.T.
and
Benson.
JT Benson. That they won't be coming back next year, but they had a kind of a two-headed monster at running back.
Hmm.
It's looking like Trinity's kind of got the same thing with Tucker and West. I mean, Tucker with 951 yards rushing, and Brad West with just a tick under 700. So kind of a two-headed backfield. When if they have both of them back there, you don't really know exactly which direction they're going to run. They could go left, they could go right, they could go with the pass. Um, you got to be on the lookout for what kind of personnel Trinity's going to be bringing out onto the field.
Yeah, gonna have to play honest defense. Gonna take a timeout here for more of our C&W Automotive's pregame show. Gonna take a look at this Colonel team coming in here 8-4 and looking to pull off the big upset in St. Matthews. Kevin and I'll be back right after this on Pegasus Sports Network.
Let C&W Automotives keep you on the field with our touchdown oil change special and suspension check. Call C&W Automotives today at 220-4088 and ask for Jennifer to get you scheduled for a touchdown. C&W Automotive, 6701 West Highway 22 in Crestwood.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike Montgomery, and we here at Pegasus Sports would like to give a big thanks to one of our new sponsors, Foundations Family and Implant Dentistry, a full service dental team who strives to meet the needs of your entire family. They have two convenient locations, one on Shelbyville Road in Middletown and the other on Lexington Road in St. Matthews. Check them out online at www.foundationsdentistry.com or give them a call at 502 245 8442. They would like nothing more than to have the opportunity to care for your entire dental needs. At Kentucky Farm Bureau, we work as hard to protect your stuff as you work to get it. For almost 75 years, over 478,000 Kentucky families and businesses have trusted Kentucky Farm Bureau to help protect what matters most to them. Whether it's auto, homeowners, farm, commercial, boat, health, or life insurance, Kentucky Farm Bureau has what you need to keep you protected. And here in Oldham County, your Kentucky Farm Bureau representative is Steve Jones. An Oldham County resident for over 20 years, Steve is a well-known figure in the local community where his kids went to high school and played sports, and where he is active in the local high school booster club and his community church. Steve's goal is simple: to provide peace of mind to all his clients. Call Steve today at 241-2833 or visit him in person at 6334 Kentucky Highway 146 in Crestwood. Steve Jones and Kentucky Farm Bureau, the folks to know because you never know.
You know, I used to be pro choice, and then something happened to me. I had a baby of my own. When I was pregnant, I finally realized that all this little kid was trying to do was make it, just like all of us. So I haven't figured it all out yet, but why, when I wanted the baby, it was a baby, and when I didn't, it was something else? Think about it.
A message from Right to Life at KRLA.org.
And welcome back to Marshall Stadium in St. Matthews, Kentucky, Trinity High School. Kevin Montgomery and Mike Montgomery here with you on the Pegasus Sports Network as Oldham County moves into the regional championship game. Mike Fox now in his third year as the head coach of the Oldham County Colonels. And Kevin, he has done what every new coach wants to do, right? He's improved the team every year. Went 6-5 the first season. Uh, it made it to the playoffs, got knocked out in the first round. Second year, they won 10 games, made it to the second round of the playoffs. This year, they come in 8-4, another winning record. It's three in a row now for OC, and they've made it to the third. Win, lose, or draw. They've made it to the third round this year, the regional championship. And of course, if the Colonels can pull the big upset tonight, advance to the semifinals.
And that would be exciting, wouldn't it? For a guy to come in his very first year a couple years ago, and like you say, go 6-5, take him to the playoffs after Oldham, back when I was in high school, was struggling a little bit, going through just a little bit of a downtime. And to come out and do what he's done an absolutely incredible job with his program. And as big of an uphill climb as it seems for the Colonels tonight to go against a powerhouse like Trinity, you know his guys are not afraid. You
No.
know that they are not out there thinking, before the game, hey, let's just go out here and have fun because we're going to get beat. You know those guys want to win this game, and they're going to come out and they're going to do everything in their power to win this game, especially under Coach Fox.
And let's take a minute here and take go to our keys to victory here, and we'll come back and talk a little more about OC, obviously throughout the game. But our keys to victory brought to you by Baptist Healthcare in Lagrange.
Are you looking for a primary care physician or specialist? The Baptist Health Physician Referral Service can help you find a physician close to you. Call 222-3627 or visit the online physician search at baptisthealthlagrange.com.
All right, the captain's headed out onto the field here. Trinity, all green uniforms, white numbers. Oldham County, white uniforms, royal blue helmets, royal blue numbers, helmets with that white Oregon O. I actually love that logo. I'm so glad that Mike Fox put that on the helmets. Trinity with their green helmets, the white Trinity logo with the shamrock in the middle. Kevin, let's talk about three quick keys. First off, for Trinity tonight, the favored team.
The three keys I got for Trinity: number one, control the clock, and that's a big thing for any team in any game. If you can control the clock and how long that opposing defense is on the field, you can really wear them down throughout the game. And by the time the third and fourth quarter hits, that defense isn't going to have any legs. So for Trinity, control the clock. Number one, uh, don't turn the ball over. Don't give Oldham County a chance. On paper, Trinity is supposed to win this game. Trinity is the superior team on paper. But it's the playoffs. It's high school football. Anything can happen. So don't give Oldham County a chance by turning the ball over. Okay. And third thing, get your defense off the field fast. Like I mentioned earlier, if they control the clock, you wear down the opposing team's defense. If their defense can get on the field and off the field quickly, they're going to have fresh legs later on in the game.
Okay, for Oldham County, and this is kind of what I call the recipe for upsets here, because this is what you're going to hear a lot for teams that are trying to pull the upset. First off, and I'm going to play off of you here. They got to play keep away. Oldham County, Trinity, an excellent offense. We've already talked about the points they've scored this year. The best way to keep a team like that from scoring points: keep the ball away. Don't let them play on the field. Second of all, Colonels have had some issues with flags this year. Penalties have hurt Oldham County in some games. Tonight, they've got to play maybe not mistake-free football, but pretty darn close if you're going to pull this upset. So, third of all, win the turnover battle. Sometimes that's more called the hustle plays. If there's a loose ball on the field, Oldham County's got to come up with it. And Oldham County has been very good at that this year. 18 recovered fumbles on the season, one of the highest totals of any team in the state. And I'm actually going to cheat here a little bit on you, Kevin. I'm going to throw in a fourth one. I think tonight that this game may well boil down to how well the Oldham County offensive line performs. If Oldham County is to win this game, they've got to be able to have at least enough of a rushing game to give Sam Young a little time back there to throw. And if they can do that, if that O line can hold their own against this very powerful defensive line of Trinity's, I think the Colonels could stun the world. Hey, tonight's game is brought to you, or tonight's pregame keys to victory have been brought to you by Baptist Health in LaGrange, bringing quality health care close to you. And we'll be back to St. Matthews, Kentucky, right after this on Pegasus.
You give 110%. Baptist Health Sports Medicine's group of physical therapists, athletic trainers, a neurologist who specializes in concussion management, and sports medicine trained physicians go just as hard to get you back in the game you love. Our facility at Baptist Health East Point features private treatment rooms, a physical therapy gym, indoor turf field, and other indoor sports training facilities. No matter what your level or your game, to get back to your best, consult the best. Call 253-6689 or visit baptistsportsmedky.com.
Okay, we are ready to rock here at the home of the Rocks. And Oldham County has won the toss. They elected to defer. So, they did elect to take it. I'm sorry. They elected to take it. So, Oldham County is going to be taking the ball here first. Trinity set to kick this one off here. We did not, I'm going to apologize a little bit to the Trinity fans who may be watching. We didn't really get a whole lot from the high school. But we've dug up all the stats and the roster, and they did send us a two deep. So we should be able to pick up the numbers here as we go. Oldham County fumbling on the kickoff, but they get it back. It bounced right back to him, and he runs it up to the 29-yard line, trying to pick up the number here.
Number
It
27.
was number 27 for the Colonels. And for Oldham County, decent field position here on the opening return. Tyler Lindemeyer, the sophomore, with the return, brings Oldham County out to the 29-yard line, and that is where the Colonels will start, 1st and 10. Sam Young, the sophomore quarterback, one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Kentucky in terms of passing percentage, back to throw, and he's going to tuck it and run on 1st down. Sidesteps a couple of defenders, runs it out to the 34-yard line, and a gain of 7 for Oldham on the first play of the game.
And that's a nice little run there by Sam Young he rolled out. He was looking for a big play on the 1st down and didn't see anybody open. The defensive end had the edge on him, so he just cut up field and made a man miss, made the linebacker miss, and got a nice little 6 or 7 yard gain there for Oldham.
I tell you, one of the things that he has been this year is a deceptive runner. He's faster than he looks, and he's more agile than he looks. And he is the number 2 runner on the team. Now he goes in motion, goes into the slot. Caudell takes the direct snap, fires a pass to Young, and Sam Young is going to be very close to the 1st down out near the 39-yard line.
And Caudell was quarterback last year.
That's right.
So they ran a little wildcat. Maybe not paying attention back there, didn't think that he was going to throw it. And they made a nice little play, and they
gave
up
him the
down.
1st down. 3 yards on the pass play, and little trickery by Oldham County here on their first drive of the ball game.
And they might have to do a few little plays like that.
3 wide to the right side, 1 to the left. Young from the shotgun. Hands off. Caudell into the line, and he gets it out near the 40-yard line. Might have gained a yard. And Kevin, I think we're going to see a little more of Parker Caudell tonight at the running back spot. I mean, he's one of the best athletes on the team. You got to get the stud the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Feed your beast, right?
Feed the beast.
You have to give that guy the ball. If anybody on your team is going to make plays happen, he's one of those guys.
Last year's quarterback, as you said, Colonels now send Tyler Halvey wide to the right, 2 wide to the left. That's the short side of the field as Young is in the shotgun again. 1 back with him is Caudell. They fake it to him. Young's going to take off around the left side, gets it out to about the 45, maybe the 46. We'll see where they mark him out of bounds here. Colonels working from left to right. Years ago, Kevin, I used to follow that up with across your radio dial. We're on the internet radio here tonight. It'll be 3rd down and about 4 after a pickup of about 5 there.
It's a big play here for Oldham County. You move the ball a little bit here. You got 1 1st down. Try to get the ball downfield. It will go a long way for them in this game if they can start out with some points.
It's a long 4. They got to get it to about the 49.5-yard line here. Empty backfield. Young in the shotgun with 2 to the left, 3 wide to the right. Here comes the pressure up the gut, and they're going to bring him down.
He didn't have a single second to throw the ball. The minute that ball got hiked, who was that number?
That was number 10 for Trinity, Charlie Ely, the inside linebacker, getting in there for the Rocks, getting the sack back all the way to the 37.5 yard line. So Oldham County losing about 7 there, and it'll be 4th and 11.
How fast was he back in the backfield?
I'm going to tell you
I
something.
mean,
He came through with the snap. He came through with the snap here as Colonels will punt the ball away. Good snap. Good hold, not a long kick, but the Colonels with good coverage, and they're going to bring him down at the 42, right where he caught it. Dangerous play there by the Trinity return man.
I
And for Trinity, that was I'm gonna have to find my roster here and confirm that number. That was number 8 for
Jack
Trinity.
Jack McKiernan.
No, it was Ryan Miller.
Oh, Ryan
Ryan
Miller.
Miller, and he leaped up in the air to go get it as the ball bounced high. And every Trinity fan's heart kind of leaped up in their throat for a second there as Oldham hit him immediately. 1st and 10, Rocks, flags fly. This play is going to be dead before it starts.
Well, they caught the false start there, but I tell you what, on that punt, the head referee was down there. You know how he
Yeah.
stands behind the punter. He missed the running into the kicker.
Yeah. Yeah, no call there on that. There definitely was contact.
Yeah.
Penalty goes against the Rocks here, a 5-yarder for illegal procedure. That'll move them back to the 37-yard line. At quarterback, it is Nathan McElroy, the 6'2 junior, wearing number 15. He's in an empty backfield now, and he'll set up in the shotgun. Back to throw, rolls to his left. Fires underneath, has his man at the 41-yard line. Cutting upfield is Miller, and he'll get good gain into Oldham County territory to the 46, and that'll be a Trinity first down.
Gain of about 17 there for Ryan Miller.
Trinity with a good passing attack, as we mentioned earlier, over 2,000 yards through the air this season with McElroy at quarterback. He'll send 2 wide to the right side this time. Owen Francia, and now in motion to the left side. Got a wide receiver there. Hands off to his tailback. Cutting to the right side in between the tackles. He's got running room. It's a foot race to the end zone. Bradley West. And he's going to be ushered out of bounds inside the 10. Getting back there for Oldham County to usher him out of bounds. Looked like Jalen Stratton back there.
From the 46 to the 7. 39-yard run there for Bradley West. And he had a big hole up the middle.
And I think I got to take that back. That was Carson Deckard that brought him down. But Trinity, 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line of Oldham County, about the 7. McElroy from the shotgun. He's got one back behind him, and he'll hand it to him. That's West trying the left side. Oldham County, good coverage there as they got all the gaps filled. Leading the way, making the initial contact for Oldham County was Parker Caudell coming up from the secondary spot, but good defense there. Kobe Thomas there for Oldham County. Also there for the Colonels, number 58, Blake Young.
Nice push from the defensive line there. Only got about 3 yards on the play.
Ball just inside the 5. McElroy is going to go under center this time. Brings in, is that Tucker? Play action, hands it off. No, Tucker does have it into the end zone. Trinity on the board with 7:44 to play here in the first period. It's the Rocks 6, Oldham County nothing, and Trinity will line up for the point after.
And that was quick down the field, was it not? They started out slow with the quick false start penalty, and then a 17-yard pass play to the sideline, and then Bradley West busted that one up the middle with a huge hole up the middle, 39 yards, and next thing you know, Trinity's in the end zone.
So the Rocks bring on the point after team. Good snap, good hold, good pressure there by Oldham County off the edge. Carson Deckard got in there pretty quick, but the kick is good, and it's 7-0 as Trinity on the board there with the extra point for the Rocks was
Number 98.
was 98. It was Sebastian Mata, who is now 56 of 57 on the year for extra points. Pretty solid.
Yeah, you really can't get any better than that. I'll bet his coach though will tell him that one miss really hurt.
Well, has struggled a little bit on field goals. Have no idea what how many what kind of range they've given him, what kind of kicks he's attempted. Just 5 of 12 on field goals. That's actually a lot of field goal attempts for a high school kicker. You look at, truthfully, you look at most high school teams in the state, they don't even attempt field goals. If you look at the leaders, you're going to find that most of your kickers in the state have only attempted 4 or 5 field goals on the whole season.
Well, and a lot of times, you get that fourth down and you're so confident in your offense that you feel like, hey, let's just go downfield and score a touchdown instead of kicking a field goal. Because, I mean, let's face it, there's not a lot of great kickers in high school that can kick it past, 30 or 40 yards. And if you're within 30 yards, you want the touchdown.
Oldham County set to returns, kick up the middle, and is good to be deep into the end zone, and that will be a touchback. Oldham County will start at the 20-yard line here. Colonels moved the ball last time, Kevin. I think you come off the field after that first drive with a little bit of confidence, even though it resulted in a punt. I think Oldham County's offense has to come back out here feeling they can move the ball.
Yeah, I mean they didn't really do anything wrong on that last drive. They just on third down, they just snapped the ball, and there was a defender in the backfield the minute he snapped it. So offensive line need to come together here a little bit.
One Tapia, the back in the backfield. He'll get the ball, tries straight ahead, and is nailed immediately behind the line for a loss of about 3.
And that was number 13, Brandon Stearman on the initial tackle.
Be second down and 13.
And again, how quickly was he back in the backfield? The minute Tapia touched the ball, Stearman was hitting him head on.
Oldham County, Tapia just shy of 1,000 yards on the season. It's going to be tough sledding to get those remaining yards tonight against this Rocks defense. Under center now, the handoff goes to Tapia, runs it over the right side, past the 20, out to the 21-yard line, and a nice gain there for Oldham County, but they were sitting there facing second and 13, so it's going to be third and long.
Yeah, 3rd and 9 now. Now you're at a point where you just ran the ball twice. You're going to have to put the ball in the air more than likely here, and that offensive line has got to give Sam Young a couple seconds to at least find a receiver.
Tackle that time was by number 6, Owen Francia. Francia, a junior, 6-foot junior. Young comes out in the shotgun here. Tapia, they give him the call to Tapia. Tapia out ahead to the 26 and tripped up and falls forward to maybe the 27-yard line. And that looked like it had a chance there for a second, but somebody got him by the shoelace, and the Colonels are going to be about 3 yards shy.
Yeah, well, they fooled Trinity a little bit there. They got a nice little hole, and Tapia found it. He hit it hard, and there was a chance that I thought that he was going to break it, but like you said, one of the Trinity defenders just got him by the shoelaces.
Colonels are going to have to punt it away here. Dimpley waiting, and it's a fake, and the pass up ahead is intercepted. Trinity comes up as the Colonels snapped it to the up back, but Trinity comes up with the takeaway as getting in there for the Rocks. And actually, I don't have him on my roster here.
Who's number 10?
Yeah, I don't
Charlie Eli.
Oh, there you go. Okay, he's not on their postseason roster. He's on our 2 deep, but there he is. Okay, gotcha. All right, they've got him stuck in a rather strange spot.
Yeah.
It's not in the numerical order roster is not numerical. Trinity's going to take over the ball at the 19 of OC now. As the Colonels, a little trickery there didn't work and kind of blew up in their face. West is going to get the first call. West cuts it to the inside. West driving from the 2 into the end zone, but there is a late flag coming in the offensive backfield, and this one may be coming back. It's holding against Trinity, and it'll be wiped off the board as big number 64, Gavin Malott, a 6'9", 310-pound junior. I tell you, you can spot him across the field. This is one big lineman. Got called for the hold, and what was a 19-yard touchdown is going to come back. And
that's a shame for Bradley West because he made a great effort. Oh, man, he made a great effort. Made a guy miss on the edge, cut back up the middle of the field, and took on a couple of defenders and ran him over in the end zone. And unfortunately, the biggest man on the field comes up with a holding penalty.
Now, it doesn't really hurt them much in terms of position because the hold was downfield. So the line of scrimmage now at the 21-yard line. It'll be 1st and 11 for the Rocks. Play action. McElroy looking for the end zone. Firing has him, and he dropped it. He had his man. It was Charlie Eli. And Eli, the pass was a little bit behind him there, but he had both hands on it. And, that's one any offensive coordinator is going to tell you. You got to catch that.
Yeah, absolutely have to catch that. It hit him right in the hands. It was a perfect pass. Was that? I thought that was Owen Francia, number 6.
I could have swore it was 10, but you may be right. You may be right. 2nd down and 11 for the Rocks. Little jet sweep action fake. They're going to hand it off, and running up through the middle, Amon Tucker. And Tucker, the sophomore, went straight up the middle there. Nobody touched him. A 21-yard touchdown run with 5:22 to go here in the first. And Trinity, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, and they're going to come back out here and try to make it a 14-0 ball game.
Yeah, talk about efficient coming off of a turnover there. I mean, you had the one holding penalty, and then you come back out and an incomplete pass on a guy who's wide open. Just get the ball to Tucker. He's got 2 carries and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Mata on for the PAT. Right-footed soccer-style kicker. Don't see many guys anymore who aren't soccer-style kickers, really. High snap, but they get it down, and Mata boots it through. 14-0. Trinity on top of Oldham County. We're going to take a break. 5:22 to go in the first. This is Oldham County football on the Pegasus Sports Network.
A wise man once said, "The secret to happiness is comfortable shoes." Well, I don't know about that, but I do know one thing. I'm a happy man when my feet are feeling good. And that's the idea behind Happy Feet, the world's most comfortable slippers. It's like walking on pillows. Owned and operated right here in Kentucky, Happy Feet has the coolest, the warmest, the most comfortable slippers around. College basketball fans will love the UK and U of L slippers. They look just like sneakers. Animal lovers will adore Animal Feet, a line of cushy slippers that look like every animal you can think of. There's even a dinosaur for the kids. Check them all out now at www.buyhappyfeet.com. That's www.buyhappyfeet.com and give the gift of Happy Feet. Happy Feet. It's like walking on pillows.
Trinity kicking off. This one's going to come up a little shy of the end zone, picked up by Oldham County at the 5. And looks like Carson Deckard out over the 20-yard line to about the 23.
Brought down by number 25, Jackson Schultz.
So the Colonels, decent field position to start this drive here. See if we can get an update from Crestwood. 6:45 to go in the first, in South Oldham on top of Bowling Green, 7-0. That should be quite the ball game. Winner of that game, and it's got the new RPI, and don't get me started on the RPI. The winner of that game could end up playing number 1 ranked Covington Catholic next week. 3 wide to the left for the Colonels, 1 to the right. Young rolling to his left. That's the wide side. He's got his man underneath. Deckard. Deckard with the catch out of the 29. Nice gain on 1st down. Dropped immediately. And Trinity, Kevin, very, very quick to the football.
Yeah, you see green jerseys everywhere. As soon as that ball is either thrown or handed off, you see all 11 guys in that green go directly at that football. So just gang tackling. It's a term all football coaches use, and Trinity just runs it to perfection.
They're going to say a 4-yard gain. So 2nd down and 6. Still not bad for the 1st down play there. Oldham County with 1 wide out to the right. That's the wide side. Young from the shotgun. Hands it off. Tapia leans forward, digs his shoulder into a couple of defenders, and moves the pile a little bit. Make it about 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 4. Let's see. They're going to still move in the downs marker. It is going to be 3rd down and 4 for the Colonels after a pickup of 2.
I love the way Tapia runs the ball. When he gets that handoff and he knows he's going into that line, he covers up the football, he puts his head down, and he runs hard. He runs really hard, and it's shown on a couple plays where he's gotten hit right at the line of scrimmage, and he's falling forward for a couple. So great effort there by Tapia.
Came into the game needing 32 to get to 1,000. He's got 9 yards so far tonight. Pass and incomplete, thrown short of Tyler Halvey, the intended target.
He was open.
He was there. He a little downfield slant, took about 3 steps downfield and cut across and was wide open. And Young, one of the most accurate passers in the state of Kentucky this year, just threw a bad pass.
I think that cold makes it a little harder to grip that football. And he short armed it a little bit there, threw right into his feet. They had the first down if it was a good throw.
Yeah, if he catches that, it's a first down. You move the chains. Instead, Oldham County to punt here. Caudill, the up back here on the punt. No fake this time. They're going to boot it away. It's a low line drive kick taken on the fly at the 47. Up ahead, straight up the middle. They've got some running room here and all the way down to the 25-yard line. That was Ryan Miller on the return, and Trinity again with great field position at the OC 25.
That's two possessions in a row now off of the fake punt interception and the punt that Trinity's starting inside Oldham County's 30-yard line.
Yeah, very tough. You're trying to pull the upset. You got to make it harder on the other guy,
Right.
not easier. And unfortunately, that time, just not able to get a great kickoff there. Thomas Stempley just it came off his foot a little wrong, and a line drive. The problem with it on the punt, Kevin, is that coverage isn't down there in time.
Yeah, you don't get your D in down there in enough time and give Trinity's blockers a chance to set up.
McElroy, play action, deep drop all the way back to the 35. Still looking, fires it to the end zone, and just off the fingertips of his intended target. And that was a guy who we were expecting to call quite a bit tonight, and we may still. Kalen Rakulia, 6'3" senior tight end. One of the top receivers on this team this year. He has 35 catches, 484 yards, and 9 scores. And if that ball's down just a little bit, that's a TD.
Yeah, he's a big target back there. He just overthrew him just a little bit in the back of the end zone.
Trinity's had a little trouble on first down tonight, but the last couple of drives ended well for the Rocks. It's time they're going to give it to the tailback. And it's West running left. Oldham County's going to track him down as he gets inside the 20-yard line there.
Gaining about 8. Roche.
Bryce Roche. Yeah, we'll call his name quite a bit tonight, leading the charge there for the Colonels. Wes, this is a big possession here. There's 2:58 left here in the first period. If you're the Oldham County defense, you've got to find a way to force them to go for 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're Trinity, you want it in. You want to put it in.
Armand Tucker is the tailback. Send the tight end in motion to the right side. They'll run left, though. Tucker cuts through a crease and is upended as he gets past the 10-yard line. Getting in there for Oldham County, I believe it was number 18 for the Colonels, Brian Monteleone, making the stop for the Colonels, but a good gain there. It's inside the 10, and that will give the Rocks a first down. They're going to mark it at the 7.
Offensive line gets a great push.
Yeah, they are. They're right now. The trench war is going to Trinity. Play action. McElroy looks, finds his man. That's Rakulia, and he's going to lean his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Trinity at the 2:09 mark. Oldham County had a man out there picking him up, but did not have the angle, and Rakulia able to just lean into the end zone for the score.
Yeah, nice little play action rollout there. Give his man a chance to separate. Rakulia found an empty spot there on the right side and a little flat route. And well, the defender met him before the goal line, but Rakulia is a big body.
Yeah, he's a little tough to break down. Mata on for the PAT here. Good snap. The hold's down. Mata boots it through. And it's 21-0. Trinity on top of the Colonels of Oldham County here on the Pegasus Sports Network. We're going to take a break. Back to St. Matthews right after this. This is the Pegasus Sports Network coverage of the Colonels in the 6A playoffs.
At Kentucky Farm Bureau, we work as hard to protect your stuff as you work to get it. For almost 75 years, over 478,000 Kentucky families and businesses have trusted Kentucky Farm Bureau to help protect what matters most to them. Whether it's auto, homeowners, farm, commercial, boat, health, or life insurance, Kentucky Farm Bureau has what you need to keep you protected. And here in Oldham County, your Kentucky Farm Bureau representative is Steve Jones. An Oldham County resident for over 20 years, Steve is a well known figure in the local community where his kids went to high school and played sports, and where he is active in the local high school booster club in his community church. Steve's goal is simple: to provide peace of mind to all his clients. Call Steve today at 241 2833 or visit him in person at 6334 Kentucky Highway 146 in Crestwood. Steve Jones and Kentucky Farm Bureau. The folks to know because you never know.
Welcome back to Marshall Stadium, Harry Jansing Field at Trinity High School in Louisville, Kentucky. Mike Montgomery here with you, along with Kevin Montgomery, who's he's a little busier than I am right now. Kevin's keeping the Trinity stats, and his stat sheet looks a little better than mine. Oldham County with the return out just shy of the 20-yard line, nose of the football right on the line there. 2-3 wide to the right now. Young in the shotgun as the Colonels. First down and 10. Young rolling right. Going to try to tuck it and see if he can get something, but it's going to get ushered out of bounds. May not even quite have reached the line of scrimmage there. Nothing downfield open.
Well, he eventually, after about 10 seconds or so, had number 19 Gabe Vance open over the middle of the field. But by the time Gabe Vance found a way to get open, Sam Young was already running on the sideline, almost out of bounds, just running for his life.
And actually, that's going to wind up being a 4-yard, almost about a 3.5-yard loss there. Ball's all the way back to the 16. So let's say 3 because they really started on the 19. Young with Tapia on his left from the shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Tapia, dives off the left side, and a lot of green jerseys there. He's going to make it back to the 16, and that's about it. Maybe the 17. They're going to give him a favorable spot there. So again, let's give it a gain of 1.
Yeah.
And it'll be 3rd down and 12. And this is a tough situation. Oldham County just can't afford to be behind the sticks like this on 3rd down all night against this defensive line. We've already seen how quick they are.
Yeah, and
It's not just size, it's quickness.
not only, Trinity's getting them to 3rd down every time. Oldham's not moving the ball until they get to 3rd down. And that just gives Trinity, with how quickly they're getting pressured, 3rd and long is a perfect opportunity for them to just blitz.
Well, sure. That's
and not giving Sam Young any time, and the 3rd and longs are really going to be difficult for Oldham.
wideouts both way as handoff into the line and not much of anything there. Oldham County tried to catch the Rocks off guard, and there really wasn't anything there for Tapia as he gets into the line. No gain on the play, and it'll be 4th down, and 12 for the Colonels. Oldham County working from left to right here, and Demplay's going to have to punt from about his own 2.
And with Trinity's had great field position all game, and they're going to get great field position again here because the punts haven't been going more than 25, 30 yards, and the return man's inside the 40.
Nearly blocked. He got it away. Good hang time, but Miller's going to get a chance to return this one inside the 30 and down to the 27. And to just reiterate your point, Kevin, now that's 3 possessions in a row that Trinity's going to start inside the Oldham County 30.
Yeah, he caught that punt on the 33, 34-yard line.
Yeah, and coverage team had a little more time to get down there. It was a little higher punt, but unfortunately, since it was fairly short, even though he only had about a 7 or 8-yard return, it's great position for the Rocks as McElroy goes into the shotgun. 3 wide left, 1 to the right, hands off to his back instead, and bouncing it to the outside. He's got running room down the side. Bradley West to the end zone. Did he make it in? Yes. And with 1:36 left in the first period, the Rocks put it in the end zone for the 4th time.
For the 4th time, the 3rd time on the ground, and the key that I had was control the clock, get your defense out the field fast. Trinity has done both of those things exactly. Every time they get the ball, they're just running it right down the field, and they're going to score. And then when Oldham comes back out on offense, it's other than that first drive, it's been 3 and out.
Yeah.
While Oldham's defense is gassed throughout the first quarter, Trinity's defense is almost like they haven't been out there. They've only been out there for 12 to 15 plays.
Mata's kick is good.
Right into the tree.
Right into the tree down the end zone there. So Trinity on top by 4 scores here at 28-0. And if you're Oldham County, the defense has been out on the field quite a bit. But you know what's amazing, Kevin, is they haven't been out on the field a lot on any drive because Trinity's put in the end zone on very few plays.
Yeah, they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 offensive plays only. So they're not taking very long. So you're right. Oldham's defense isn't out there a lot in terms of time, but they're getting pounded. Trinity's offensive line is just pushing Oldham's defensive line back, and it's just wearing them out. Oldham is gonna have to find some sort of way to get Sam Young some time, find a way to create a hole on that offensive line to run through because they have got to move the ball. They got to get the ball at least to the 40 or 50 to
Yeah.
flip the field when they punt.
Yeah, and I think that's a critical point right now. What if you're Mike Fox on the sideline, what you're telling your guys is, hey, I know it's 28-0, but guys, it is the first period. And what you got to do is you've got to turn that from a disillusioning kind of thing to your advantage. And the advantage is you've got 3 quarters to play. If you can do some things, flip the field like you say, get a few first downs here. Oldham doesn't have to score on this drive as they fielded at the 2-yard line. Running it upfield out over the 15 to about the 18-yard line is Lindemeyer. And so, what's important for Oldham here right now is, I think, to do what you're just talking about. Flip the field. Get down into Trinity territory. Let's play a little football down on the right end of the stadium.
Yeah, because this game, as bad as it seems right now, it's not over. It's only 4 scores. It's still the first quarter, as
Right.
you alluded to. But if they can't flip the field and Trinity is starting inside Oldham's 40, inside
It's going
Oldham's
to be
30,
bad news.
it's going to be a long night.
7.7 seconds, probably the last play of the first period. Young from the shotgun, hands off to Tapia running right, and he is brought down as, again, Trinity able to get somebody into the backfield and playing havoc. Somebody did not block somebody, and it was number 13 getting in there, Brandon Stearman, the linebacker. Big loss. They're going to spot the ball back at the 13-yard line. So the Colonels facing a tough second down situation when we return at the end of the first. It is Trinity 28, Oldham County nothing. Back to St. Matthews right after this on the Pegasus Sports Network.
You a Kentucky high school sports fan? Do you know where to find the latest news and information on your team, your competition, and high school sports action across the state? Join the fun and excitement at bluegrasspreps.com. You can support your favorite team, test your sports knowledge, and share news and views at bluegrasspreps.com for all the latest on Kentucky high school sports, other sports, and a whole world of lively discussion. Get on board at bluegrasspreps.com.
So we walk to the other end of the field. Oldham County will now be working from right to left here as they'll have the ball. Let's see here. They've spotted them down about the 13-yard line. They got to get to out to about the 28. So it's second down and 15 after a loss of 5. Colonels 12 rushing plays. 4 of them have gone for losses tonight. Young in the shotgun. He's got Parker Caudell in the backfield, and Caudell acting like he might take this as a direct snap here. 3 wide to the left side. It comes back to Young. Throws a little fade to the outside, and there was a misread there. Somebody was on a different page. Tyler Halvey looked like he was breaking a short out pattern, and Young throwing deep downfield, but there is a flag, and it's in the Oldham County backfield.
He's
So
roughing the passer. Yep, roughing the passer. I'll give Oldham a first down.
yep. The Well, and you need a little bit of a break. If you're, again, this is, I talked about the recipe for a success. If your recipe for an upset, right? If you're going to pull an upset, one of the things you need is a few breaks on the calls. And that was a good call. It wasn't a bad call. It wasn't a questionable call even. But you need a few of the calls to go your way here. And that gives Oldham County the first down. They move the ball out to the 27-yard line now. 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right for the Colonels as Young retreats. Quick fire down the right side. He's got man coverage, but the ball actually came closer to being intercepted over on that side as out there for Trinity on defense was, let
Number
me double check that.
21, Roman White.
Yeah, he wasn't listed here in the 2 deep, but he was out there locked in coverage with Halvey. Pass falls incomplete.
They have the wrong number.
That's what they did. They had him showing him with number 14.
That's West.
That was the problem there. Halvey to the right. It's like Gabe Vance wide to the left. Caudell is in the slot to the left. Carson Decker now in motion to the left side. So overloading the left side. Colonel's in the middle of the field here. Quick pass. Vance has it batted away there from him. He didn't quite have the position there as a good defensive effort there by number 24, Chris Forehand. Is that Forehand or Rhodes? It's Forehand. They've got two 24s listed, but Forehand is the DB.
Yeah, he cut that pass off really nicely. Oldham receiver had the inside position, but Forehand just jumped it.
So that'll make it third down. Third down and 10 for the Colonels. Ball at the 28-yard line. Again, needing to get some real estate here, even if they don't get points on this drive. Rolling to his left. Here comes the pursuit. Young gets away and gets the ball away there, rather, but is brought down and very close to a horse collar that time.
Tyler Robertson ran him down.
I'm going to tell you something. That was a scary sight, Kevin. Roberson, it's Tyler Roberson, actually. It's not Robertson, it's Roberson. 6'3", 255-pound senior, and he was chasing the quarterback down.
Yeah, and Young is not slow.
No, he's not. And that was an amazing sight. Oldham County's going to have to punt the ball away here. High snap. Good job by Dempley just to go get it, but he's going to tuck it and run. And Trinity is going to swarm him down at the 21-yard line. The ball came out, but
it
of course it doesn't really matter. It's fourth down. Yep. But Trinity, again, with tremendous field position, and the Oldham County defense is going to have to defend 21 yards of turf.
Well, I'll give Dempley some props. He went right at those guys. And he came out a little slow out of that pile.
Officially, it'll be a loss of 5, but Trinity, great position again now as McElroy takes them first and 10. Hands off to his back, running straight up the middle. They've had success up the middle and breaking a tackle, still on his feet, breaking another tackle. And now things get a little chippy down there as it's kind of turned into a little rugby scrum, which finally comes to an end at about the 7-yard line. It was.
And there's a flag. There's a late hit.
Armand Tucker on the carry all the way down to the 7-yard line. We'll see what this flag's going to be. We had a couple of players, one from Oldham, one from Trinity, in a little sideshow shoving match on the side there.
About a 16-yard game might get called back.
Boy, Tucker broke at least 2 tackles, and they weren't tackles out in the open field. So we're going to get unsportsmanlike conduct against Oldham County and unsportsmanlike against Trinity, and those will offset.
Yeah, I saw him pushing number 11 for Oldham County, Carson Deckard, and I believe it was number 8 for Trinity, Jack McKiernan, maybe number 8. Got into a little, like you said, shoving match near the end of that after Tucker ran for 16 and broke Like you said, at least 2 tackles on the way.
Well, what was interesting was it was in the middle of the crowd. Okay,
Mhm.
it wasn't out in open space where you're one on one, and if I got some shifty hips and I got some quick feet, I can break your tackle. No, he was in the middle of a big crowd there, and actually broke 2 tackles. Just kept the feet turning, kept the feet moving. We do have an update from Crestwood now. South Oldham and Bowling Green, 8:44 to go in the second period in that one, and they are all tied at 7. Of course, that was a game between number 4 and number 5 ranked teams in Class 5A. If the rankings are anything, you had to expect that this was going to be a pretty good ball game.
Yeah, and Sean over there getting to witness that. Anytime 2 top 10 teams come together. I mean, you never know with high school football. We were just talking before the game that there was a earlier on in the year, a couple top 10 teams met, and the game really wasn't that close. But number 4 and number 5 in the playoffs, it's a perfect stage for those kids, and they're enjoying every minute of that.
Trinity, again, will come out in the shotgun, 2 wide to the right, 3 to the left. No running backs with McElroy, who's in the shotgun out near the 11-yard line. Now the officials are going to stop it. We're going to get a timeout, Oldham County. So both teams taking quick timeouts here. We'll take a quick timeout of our own with the score: Trinity 28, Oldham County nothing. 11:17 to go here in the first half. We'd like to mention one of our other sponsors here. Somebody who joined with Pegasus Sports a couple of years ago, Crestwood Chiropractic. If you're dealing with pain, maybe from a sports injury or an automobile accident, or maybe you just have good old-fashioned back pain, well, find out how chiropractic care can ease your pain at Crestwood Chiropractic. Easy to find on Highway 329 bypass right across from South Oldham High School. Crestwood Chiropractic and Pain Relief is just minutes away. Dr. Rodney Brown voted best chiropractor in Oldham County the last 2 years. Give him a call today at 243 3334 or visit the website at www.crestwoodchiropractic.com. From the shotgun, now one back there. That's Tucker standing behind McElroy. Little option. They'll pitch it to Tucker. Cuts it to the inside and scores untouched into the end zone from 7 yards out. And Trinity has made it a 5-score game. And Kevin, off the air, you and I were wondering if Trinity scores again, will they go for 2 for the running clock? And I would not be surprised to see that right here.
But they're bringing out their kick team. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If 36 is the running clock, you have 34. Why not go ahead and get it over with now? You don't want your guys to if they're already looking forward to next week, which the game's not over, but if they were, you wouldn't want your guys to get hurt.
Mata on for the PAT for the Rocks. There's the kick. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And it is 35-0. Trinity on top of Oldham County.
And that's Tucker's 3rd touchdown now. Armand Tucker now has 5 carries for 57 yards, 55 yards. 5 carries for 55 yards and 3 touchdowns. Averaging 11 yards a carry and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's been a pretty good night for him. Trinity opting not to go for the running score here with 11-11 left here in the second period. Colonel's coming back out on the field to receive the kickoff here. Trent Garrison going out there along with Carson Deckard. OC moved the ball a little bit on that first drive. Got it out near the 35-40 yard line. Got a first down or 2, but sputtered, had to punt. And the story of the game has been field position. Trinity 4 straight possessions now where they have started the drive inside the Oldham County 30.
It's hard to stop somebody when they don't have to go more than 25 or 30 yards. Kickoff fielded at the 10.
And bringing it up, Deckard out over the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Nice return for the Colonels, and Oldham County will start this one in excellent field position here. See if Oldham County can get something going here.
Yeah, that was one of the best plays that Oldham's had on the night. That low
Yeah.
kick return right there.
It was a nice little broken, open field kind of run there, right up the middle, and the ball will be placed right at the 33-yard line. Sam Young and company trailing by 5 scores here early in the second period. Holvey and Caudell wide to the right. Got one wide out to the near side. I believe that's Vance. It is. Handoff is to Tapia. Leans out over the 35 to the 36-yard line. Decent run there on first down as Oldham County picks up about 3.
Tapia seems to be one of the few guys that when he gets the ball, he's getting forward progress. So I'd find they're going to need to find a way to get him out on a screen. Try to get some blockers out in front of him and see if he can find a hole.
Isaac Starr comes in at tight end for Oldham County. Colonel's overloading the right side of the field now. Tapia goes in motion to the left side, the lone wide out that way. Young back to throw, looks Tapia's way, fires, and picked off. Was trying to get it to Starr, picked off, and this is going to be returned for a touchdown. About 40 yards on the return.
Blake Ruffin.
Blake Ruffin with the return for Trinity. And he just read that one all the way. The free safety came up, saw the throw. Young might have put a little too much air under that one, Kevin.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he threw it just a hair late. The tight end was open there on that play, but he waited just a second longer because he originally was looking to the right side of the field. He knew that he was going to come back left, but he came back left just a little too late. And Blake Ruffin read it perfectly and just jumped the route, and he was gone. Didn't get touched on the way in.
So Mata, who's already had a busy ball game here, onto the field for the PAT again. Good snap. Oldham County again getting a decent rush off the edge there from Carson Deckard, but again just a hair late. And the score, Trinity 42. And actually, I've got our score reversed here on our scoreboard. I would like to think that it's 42-0 Oldham County, but we'll correct that here. Our scoreboard a little bit off there. I guess that was wishful thinking on the part of the guy programming it. Now we've got it correct. 42-0 Trinity on top of the Colonels here. And a tough situation for the coaching staff on the sideline because you got a lot of ball game left. If you've watched high school sports at all, you know that crazy things can happen. I mean, there's still 10 minutes left in this second period. But keeping the players engaged at this point, keeping them fighting, keeping them playing with pride, that's when you become as much a psychologist as a coach.
Well, and that's when you find out a lot about your team and know what kind of grit your guys are going to have when you come back next year. Because not all these guys are going to graduate, not even all the guys on the field are going to graduate. So I'd like to see if I'm the coach. Those guys, you guys that are graduating, this is your last game. You have to go out fighting. You can't give up. This is your final high school game. Go ahead.
Line drive kick taken by the up back there and brought down at about the 24-yard line. And Trinity saying they got the ball, that the ball came loose, but I think it came loose after he was on the ground. So OC will maintain possession here.
And what kind of grit, what kind of character do your guys have? The guys that are coming back for next year, hey, let's just start building. This is our first game for next year. Let's just say that. Let's use this as a stepping stone going into next season. Okay, we're playing Trinity. We're playing one of the best teams in the state. Let's see if we can get some fire under us and just go downfield and score a touchdown.
Oldham County bringing in a couple tight ends, Bryce Roche and Joe Lay, trying to get some protection back there for Young, who hasn't had a lot of time tonight. One wide out both ways. The handoff into the line, and Tapia is dropped right at the line of scrimmage for Trinity. Getting in there to make the stop was number 9, Tyler Robertson.
Yeah, there's just no running room. Up the middle to the outside. Trinity's defensive line is just getting an incredible push to where the minute the Tapia gets the ball, he's looking at a green jersey.
Yeah, it's a team picture. Trinity. Halvey wide to the right side. Vance wide to the left. Those are the only two wideouts. Oldham County's really beefed up the line here. Try to give Young that time. Rolls to his right, has some time, fires, and just tipped away at the last second. Halvey had had an opening there, but at the last second coming in for Trinity to make the deflection, I believe, was number 24, Chris Forehand. I've already called his name once or twice tonight on defense.
Yeah, he's out there making plays, running all over the field. We've called quite a few guys' name on that Trinity defense.
Yeah, this is a very active bunch. Very impressed with the speed of Trinity. Now, if we lined them up and put them on a track and a stopwatch, I'm not sure that they're necessarily that kind of fast, but they're quick to the ball. They're smart. They take the right angles, and they're in the places they need to be. And they are very quick. And right now, showing blitz here on 3rd down and 10. And the handoff goes to Parker Caudell. Caudell leans out over the 25 to about the 27 or 8 yard line. A nice little gain there, but not nearly enough for the first down. Oldham County will have to punt it away on 4th and 6.
You mentioned that Trinity, like we said, they're fast, they're quick to the ball, but they might not be the fastest team on paper. The next step of that is the reason they look so fast necessarily is their discipline.
Yeah.
They know where they're supposed to be at all times on the field. They know exactly what their assignment is, and they don't fade from that.
Colonel's going to punt it away here. Low snap. Dimpley goes and gets it. High kick, not real long. And Trinity will take fair catch at the 50-yard line. And that, believe it or not, is the worst starting position Trinity has had in this ball game. They'll start there with 6:30 to play here in the first half. It is a running clock here in St. Matthews as Trinity leads this one 42-0.
Yeah, and we're going to be at halftime before you know it. 6.5 minutes to play. But Trinity get starting the ball in Oldham County territory again. And it's the worst field position they've had all night. So
Yeah.
Oldham's got to get a stop here.
Yeah, they start at the 49 is where the ball is placed at. McElroy from the shotgun is going to throw on 1st down and finds his man in the middle of about 3 guys and somehow catches it. He's got the 1st down inside the 35 to about the 33 of Oldham County. There were 3 white jerseys around him, and they still managed to get it in there that time for the completion. Pass was caught, I believe, by Logan Warren, 6-foot senior wide receiver for the Rocks. Bryce Roche credited with the tackle for OC.
Was it Warren? I thought it was Reculia again.
Was it?
That was the tight end.
You may be right. Warren was one of the ones that came out of that pile, and I thought he was the one that caught it. Pass the left side, little screen is good, complete, and down inside the 25. Oldham County's going to gang tackle him there as coming up with the catch for Trinity was Ryan Miller, the 5'9 senior.
About 11-yard gain.
Miller on the season came into the game with 49 catches, 855 yards, and he's had a busy night.
Yeah, it's Miller's second catch now. He's got 2 catches for 28 yards.
1st and 10 at the Oldham County 22. 4:42 to go here in the first half. Rocks with 2 wideouts to the left. McElroy under center. Drops back deep, sets up the screen, throws underneath. Caught by West. West down the left sideline, and he's going to score into the end zone as he goes in untouched from 22 yards out.
And that's just a perfectly run screen right there. The offensive line let Oldham's defensive line and linebackers let them come right through. Leaked out to the left side. West leaks out to the left side, and just a little easy little dump pass there for McElroy. And West had 6 or 7 green jerseys blocking down the field, and Oldham didn't have nearly as many white jerseys.
Yeah, I think I might have been able to run behind that wall. They set it up, like you say, perfect. It was textbook.
I don't know. Oldham's got some athletes. They might run you down.
Oldham probably would run me down and run me over. I'm an old man. Kick is up. Nada puts it through the uprights. It is good. And it's 49-0. Trinity. The Rocks have scored every time they've had the football here in the first half. And we're going to take a break. You're listening to Oldham County football in the 6A playoffs on the Pegasus Sports Network. We'll be back to St. Matthews right after this.
Let C&W Automotives keep you on the field with our touchdown oil change special and suspension check. Call C&W Automotives today at 220-4088 and ask for Jennifer to get you scheduled for a touchdown. C&W Automotives, 6701 West Highway 22 in Crestwood.
Baptist Health LaGrange is the best experience expecting families can ever conceive of. We offer spacious, comfortable rooms, a dedicated team of nurses from labor to the time you go home, and a helpful maternity website to guide you through all the questions before and after baby's arrival. For more information or to register for free prenatal classes, visit BaptistHealthLaGrange.com.
$49-0 as Trinity has exploded all over Oldham County here in this first half. A very strong performance by the Rocks, who've used defense to get the ball in great field position. And when they've gotten the ball, they've made the most of it. 7 possessions, 7 touchdowns as the kickoff here is going to go down at the 10-yard line. Carson Deckard of OC up the middle here. Shakes a tackler at the 25, out over the 30, and is wrestled down right there at the 30-yard line. Nice little return. Second nice return there by Carson Deckard, who's shown some real shiftiness out there.
Yeah, Carson Decker's been able to get the ball down the field a little bit, but the problem is the rest of Oldham County's offense hasn't been able to do anything. Trinity has just played really mistake-free football. When they get the ball on offense, they move the ball down the field and they score. On defense, Oldham can't run the ball up the middle really. There's no passing. There's no receivers really open.
It's been a tough night all the way around. Young, play action, looks going to tuck it and run, and is brought down from behind at the 31-yard line after a gain of a yard there. Coming in there to track him down for the Rocks was number 9, Robertson, who's another name that we've called quite a bit tonight.
He's constantly there in the backfield.
And actually, well, I'm not sure about that spot. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not sure it matters, but
yeah, they didn't give him.
They gave him negative yardage.
Yeah, they had him lose by half a yard. And I thought that he did get to the 31, but
14-14 in Crestwood. Bowling Green and South Oldham. 107 left in the first half. Anthony Pierce to Evan Bednarzik, 15-yard touchdown there. Late rush here, and Young's going to go down back at the 22-yard line. Looked like he had good protection there at first. He was looking towards Carson Deckard over on the left side there, but a late rush by Trinity is going to bring him down, and that's definitely going to be a loss. And they're going to spot him at the 23 for a loss of that's going to end up being about 8 yards.
Yeah, and that was number 30, Alton Jefferson Jr., I believe, getting in there on that sack. You know, Oldham County coaches were wanting a face mask. It looked like when he came through to sack Young, he kind of went right by. Couldn't really tell if he grabbed it or not. Not sure if they have really much of an argument in that say, but
3rd down and 18 from the shotgun. Young has the ball. Quick pass left side, and it looks like it may be picked. Yes, it is going to be picked by Trinity. And coming up with the pick, Roman White.
Yeah, he read that screenplay the entire way. Just jumped right in front of the receiver, and that was. But he made a heck of a play. He almost overran it a little bit. He looked like he may have grabbed it one-handed.
I was going to say he defended it well in terms of where he was on the play, but the actual interception was quite a physical feat there because he had to leap for the ball sideways and manages to corral the ball before falling to the turf. And Trinity from the 22 of OC, once again inside that 30-yard line. And flags fly. This play is going to be blown dead. We're going to have a false start against the Rocks.
Yeah, 44 seconds left here in the half. Trinity with great field position, even though they just had to go back 5 yards. They're going to try to put up another score before halftime.
Yeah, they've been a machine here in the first half, and clock rolling with 35 seconds now. Ball at the Oldham County 27-yard line, and Trinity, I'm not sure, Kevin. They don't look like they're overly inclined to do much here. They're just kind of huddled, standing around in the huddle there, letting the clock roll 18 seconds. I'm not sure that
Yeah,
they're not. I don't think they're going to run a play. I think they're going to let it roll.
well, they originally came out,
Hey,
and I thought they were going to run that play at first, but they're going to take it into the half here.
yep, we're going to go to the locker room here. 49-0 is your score as we go to the break. Stay tuned. The Office Max halftime report coming up next here on the Pegasus Sports Network. Don't go away. Kevin and I'll be right back in St. Matthews, Kentucky, right after this. This is the Colonels on Pegasus.
Hey folks, Andy Carrick here. Just wanted to take a moment to tell you about Comfort Patrol and Armstrong Air Heating and Air Systems. They deliver greater warmth and efficiency through the latest technological advancements, and that's an important benefit to you and your home. Who's standing behind the HVAC system you chose for your home? It better be more than someone just telling you that you need to replace it. You need the advice of a trained professional, backed by a company with superior comfort products and industry-leading warranties. And that's what you'll get from Comfort Patrol Heating and Air and Armstrong Air. With a 10-year warranty on parts, 2 years on labor, plus a 10-year no-limit guarantee. It's all about quality and affordability at Comfort Patrol. Call Eric Tilton today at 502-551-2044 for a free quote. Now through October, get your system cleaned and performance checked for only $60. At Comfort Patrol, we have the right answers to your home's heating and cooling questions. Check us out today at www.thecomfortpatrol.com.
At Office Max, your success is our business. Whether you're looking for a printer, office furniture, software, laptops, or simple office supplies, Office Max has it all in one convenient location at prices you can afford. Check out the Office Max Impress Business Center, where no job is too small or too large. They can help you with simple laminating or business cards, or help you put together that award-winning business presentation with their digital color printing, copying, and binding services. That's Office Max. Open till 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday till 6 p.m. on Sundays. Office Max. Work with us.
Are you a Kentucky high school sports fan? Do you know where to find the latest news and information on your team, your competition, and high school sports action across the state? Join the fun and excitement at bluegrasspreps.com. You can support your favorite team, test your sports knowledge, and share news and views at bluegrasspreps.com for all the latest on Kentucky high school sports, other sports, and a whole world of lively discussion. Get on board at bluegrasspreps.com.
CNW Automotives wants to keep you moving toward the finish line with our free 21-point inspection. CNW Automotives has trained technicians providing full service care for all makes and models. CNW Automotives, 6701 West Highway 22 in Crestwood.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike Montgomery, and we here at Pegasus Sports would like to give a big thanks to one of our new sponsors, Foundations Family and Implant Dentistry, a full-service dental team who strives to meet the needs of your entire family. They have two convenient locations, one on Shelbyville Road in Middletown and the other on Lexington Road in St. Matthews. Check them out online at www.foundationsdentistry.com or give them a call at 502-245-8442. They would like nothing more than to have the opportunity to care for your entire dental needs.
I thought I was pro-choice. Then I saw government figures that say almost half of the 3,000 abortions done each day in this country are repeats. That means 2, 3, even 4 abortions for the same woman. Then I learned the Roe v. Wade court decision legalized abortion in all 9 months of pregnancy for any reason at all. Maybe being pro choice isn't what I thought. It really got me thinking.
A message from Right to Life at KRLA.org.
A wise man once said, "The secret to happiness is comfortable shoes." Well, I don't know about that, but I do know one thing. I'm a happy man when my feet are feeling good. And that's the idea behind Happy Feet, the world's most comfortable slippers. It's like walking on pillows. Owned and operated right here in Kentucky, Happy Feet has the coolest, the warmest, the most comfortable slippers around. College basketball fans will love the UK and U of L slippers. They look just like sneakers. Animal lovers will adore Animal Feet, a line of cushy slippers that look like every animal you can think of. There's even a dinosaur for the kids. Check them all out now at www.buyhappyfeet.com. That's www.buyhappyfeet.com and give the gift of Happy Feet. Happy Feet. It's like walking on pillows.
Well, the first half certainly not going Oldham County's way here in St. Matthews. As best laid plans, as they say, this time not coming to pass as Oldham County trails at the break 49 to nothing. And Kevin, the statistics have been every bit as illuminating as the score has, as Trinity has dominated this game, not just on the scoreboard, but in the stats book.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, um, you showed me Oldham stats. They had a total of 8 yards.
8 yards unofficially,
Eight.
one rushing yard, and 7 passing yards for the Colonels in the first half. That is unofficial, but not too far off the mark.
Yeah, and unofficially, I have Trinity with 203 yards of offense. And not only is that kind of crazy to think about that they're outgaining them 203 to 8 in the first half, but also the fact that the whole first half Trinity played on Oldham County side of the field. They
Yeah,
were playing inside the 30 almost the entire first half and still had 200 yards because they had 7 possessions. And in those seven
actually 8 if
possessions,
you count the last one, which
oh,
they,
that's true if
yeah,
you do count the last one.
but and even
Um,
that one started deep in Oldham
yeah, and,
territory.
and if there was more time on the clock, they probably would have scored on at least got 3 out of that one too. So they scored every time they had the ball except for that last one. They had 130 yards rushing. Armin Tucker, excuse me, had 5 carries for 55 yards and 3 touchdowns. Bradley West had 4 carries for 75 yards and a touchdown. And then Nathan McElroy, so that was 9 carries. And then Nathan McElroy threw the ball 7 times, completed 5 passes for 73 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ryan Miller with 2 of those catches for 28. Kalen Raculia, big tight end, 2 catches for 23 yards and a touchdown. And Bradley West, that running back, has 1 carry for 22 yards. That went for 6.
For Oldham County, the number's not real encouraging. Juan Tapia was the leading rusher in the first half, as he typically is, but typically he has a lot more yards than he has tonight. 8 carries for just 7 yards tonight for the senior. After that, Parker Caudell, 2 carries for 5 yards. But Sam Young and the rest of the team with negative yardage rushing. So the Colonels at the break, 18 carries officially with just 1 net yard on the ground. Through the air, it really hasn't been a whole lot better. As a team, the Colonels tonight are 2 of 9 passing with 3 interceptions total. So just 7 yards through the air. The Colonels completing a 4 yard pass to Carson Deckard. And Sam Young, who lined up one play as the quarterback, but wound up going out to catch a pass from Parker Caudell for 3 yards. So Oldham County was 7 yards passing, and as a result, just 8 total offensive yards in the first half. Not a lot you can do, Kevin. When you're trying to pull the upset, if you can't move the ball and you can't hang on to it, turnovers, all on interceptions tonight, and Trinity has just done what good teams do, which is when given opportunities, when given breaks, they've made the Colonels pay for them.
Yeah, they have not given Oldham County even the slightest bit of opportunity in this game. Oldham has not moved the ball with the exception of that first drive where they got, I think, 2 first downs there on that first drive. Um, and they've just played the game exactly how they probably wanted to coming in. Stop Oldham County every time they get the ball, make them punt. When Oldham County punts, we get great field position, and with that great field position, they have taken full advantage. Like we mentioned, scored every time. It has just gone everything that Trinity has wanted to do. They've been able to do it, and it all starts with their defense, really. Their offense has been extremely successful, but you expect the offense to be successful when you're starting at the 25-yard line, you're starting at the 30-yard line. If I'm Trinity's coaches, as happy as I am with the fact that we're putting the ball in the end zone, I'm more happy with the fact that our defense has only given up 8 yards of offense in the first half.
Yeah, and if you're Trinity, you also love the fact you're able to go to a running clock because advancing to next week, the competition just takes another step up.
Hmm.
You're gonna have a bunch of able-bodied, healthy bodies, and the last thing you want is somebody to get a cheap, unlucky kind of injury where somebody just happens to fall on somebody's back of their leg or something. You just want to see that clock run now. If the Rocks, I think one thing we probably will see in the second half, one, we're going to see a lot of clean jerseys,
Hmm.
and two, um, uh, I would expect to see Trinity just go to the ground. Now, keep in mind from a clock perspective, used to you said, hey, well, I'm going to run the clock by running the ball. Well, it is a running clock by rule now. So to be real honest, it doesn't matter what Trinity
Hmm.
does, whether they throw it, they run it, doesn't matter. The clock's going to run. But I do expect them to go to the ground game now. Get some clean jerseys in there. Get some of the JVs in there and pat those starters on the top of the helmet and say good job, and let's think about next week. And
Yeah, because there's no reason to, like you said, risk an injury of one of your starters on offense or even on defense in a game like this where, as much as I hate to say it, because nobody likes to say that the game's over at halftime, but with a running clock and you being down 7 scores, it is almost impossible to even think that you could score
yeah,
7 touchdowns in that amount of time with the clock not stopping. Because the clock doesn't stop even if they get within 36,
correct.
correct?
Yeah, once the running clock begins, and let's kind of uh, bring that up here because a lot of people do have a lot of confusion over the running clock rule. First off, the clock only stops. It does not stop on scores. That's one of the big areas of confusion, but it will stop at the end of quarters. It will stop for timeouts, and it will stop for injuries. And that is it. When you score a touchdown or something, the clock does not stop. We've seen cases where teams had running clocks and scored a touchdown and never got to even try the extra point because the clock ran out on them. So those are the only three situations in which the clock will actually stop. Um, and it'll roll. And you're right. The second half here, you had what? Trinity had the ball 8 times in the first half. I think Oldham also had 8 possessions. Uh, Second half, you may be lucky to have it 4 times.
Yeah, with the way that Trinity's moving the ball, yeah, yeah, they'd be lucky to have the ball 4 times. So a comeback is really really out of the picture here. So like we mentioned for Trinity, expect, and you mentioned clean jerseys. It's a turf field. Nobody's jerseys are dirty.
Well, actually, if you look, they actually get dirty. They get that soot that's kind of down in there. Hey, let's go ahead and take time for our halftime report card. Let's take a look at the keys to victory, how the two teams did in the first half. Brought to you by Comfort Patrol.
Hey folks, Andy Carrick here. Just wanted to take a moment to tell you about Comfort Patrol and Armstrong Air Heating and Air Systems. They deliver greater warmth and efficiency through the latest technological advancements, and that's an important benefit to you and your home. Who's standing behind the HVAC system you chose for your home? It better be more than someone just telling you that you need to replace it. You need the advice of a trained professional, backed by a company with superior comfort products and industry-leading warranties. And that's what you'll get from Comfort Patrol Heating and Air and Armstrong Air. With a 10-year warranty on parts, 2 years on labor, plus a 10-year no-limit guarantee. It's all about quality and affordability at Comfort Patrol. Call Eric Tilton today at 502-551-2044 for a free quote. Now through October, get your system cleaned and performance checked for only $60. At Comfort Patrol, we have the right answers to your home's heating and cooling questions. Check us out today at www.thecomfortpatrol.com.
Well, let's take a look at the halftime report card brought to you by the Comfort Patrol, who has all the answers for your heating, cooling, and HVAC needs. Oldham County, we had four critical elements for Oldham County in the first half, and the Colonels really struggled on three counts, and that cost them. First off, we said, they had to avoid the flag bug. They had to avoid the mental mistakes that has been plagued them at times this year, and they did a good job of that. Only a couple of flags thrown in the ball game, really, on either side. But Oldham County avoided that problem, so they did well in that regard. But the other criteria, not so much. We talked about playing keep away, playing the clock, keeping the ball away from this high-powered Trinity offense. Colonel's not able to do that in the first half. Second of all, we talked about winning the turnover battle. If you're going to pull the upset, you got to win the turnover battle. It's a must. But Oldham County here at the break down in that department 3-0 with three interceptions in the ball game. And then finally, we said they got to hold their own on the line. And honestly, Trinity has been dominant in the trenches, both offensively and defensively here tonight. They've gotten a lot of pressure defensively on Sam Young, and offensively West and Tucker have had big gaping holes up the middle to run in. So Colonel's not so good on the keys tonight.
Yeah, and Trinity for their keys, they've done exactly what their coaches' keys were, and also my keys. And I know that they were really looking forward to make sure that they got my keys right.
Yeah.
But number one, control the clock. We don't keep track of the actual time of possession, but I'd be willing to bet that Trinity has had the ball longer, even though they have scored fairly quickly when they did get the ball. No, don't turn the ball over. Don't give Oldham County a chance. They've done that perfectly. They have zero turnovers, and Oldham County really has not had a chance to even sniff the end zone. There in the first half, and then get their defense off the field fast. Other than that first drive where Oldham got a couple first downs, it's been mostly three and outs for the rest of the first half. So Trinity doing everything right to go out here and win tonight.
Yeah, and definitely a little better on their keys to victory here tonight. It has just been difficult for Oldham County offensively because they haven't been able to get enough of a push on that O line to get something out of the running game, and without that, Sam Young has really struggled a bit tonight. I don't think I've seen Sam under this much duress this year. And in the first half, the sophomore quarterback, 1 out of 7 passing, 2 interceptions, just 4 yards. And this is a young man who, I'm going to tell you something. I have been so impressed with him since I first saw him last year. I know this kid has a special future at Oldham County. He had a special season this year so far, coming in here with about 67% completion percentage. That was number 2 in the state. But has been a rough night for him. And, when we talked about clean jerseys, go look at number 4 when you get a chance. Colonel's just now back out on the field. Take a look at number 4. He's got a pretty dirty jersey.
Okay, yeah, I see him out there. He does. He's got a little dirt on him that or I guess rubber.
Rubber, maybe?
Rubber, yeah.
Rubber?
But this game is just if there was somebody asked me what is one thing that determined exactly how this game went, what is one reason why Trinity's up 49-0? It's the trenches.
Yeah.
100%. Oldham
Definitely.
County can't block their guys. They're getting into the backfield on the pass plays. They're getting into the backfield on the run plays. And then on the flip side, their offensive line, I mean, McElroy has all day to throw the ball when he needs to, and they are making huge holes for the running backs to run through. That's why they have 100. That's why they had 130 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
There in the first half. So just completely dominant in the trenches on both ends.
The halftime report card brought to you by the Comfort Patrol, the folks that have all the answers for your heating and cooling and HVAC needs. And give them a call at 551-2044. Got a chance to meet the folks there at Comfort Patrol. They're our first-year sponsor with Pegasus Sports Network, and really some special folks. Give them a call. Hey, if Ed Howard trusts them to take care of all of his heating and cooling needs, you can trust them too. I'm gonna tell you something. Long time, Oldham County, and I've been watching the Colonels since the '70s. Started broadcasting South Oldham games and North Oldham games when those schools opened. Um, but I followed the Colonels the longest, just because they're the older school, and I've seen the Colonels in the tough times and the best of times, and I remember the '84 team that was ranked number one in the state of Kentucky, and the '98 team that was so good, and they've had their moments like every other school. They have really been making the comeback. With Mike Fox here. Keep in mind, this is his third year, and you talked about the trenches. I think when I see teams being rebuilt, it's the trenches that take the longest. It's
Hmm.
one thing to go through the school, scour the school, find the kid that's fast and make him a wide receiver. It's one thing to find a kid with a strong arm who can throw the ball, be a quarterback. Um, it's one thing to find defensive backs who can run and tackle, but being on that line means intensive weight training and strength training exercises. It takes a while to build that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't find big guys like that just on the side of the road.
No. Short kickoff taken by the up back. Trinity will start this at the 35-yard line on their side of the field. That'll be actually would be their worst possession. Starting position on a possession tonight.
Yeah, they're starting on their side of the field.
Starting on their side of the field. No, I tell you something. What I was kind of leading to there is Mike Fox is doing it right. He's building a program. 3 straight winning seasons. Each year has taken them further in the playoffs. The program is in good hands in Buckner. Under center this time, McElroy, one back behind him, and the handoff. And we've already have some new names and new numbers in there, bouncing off to the left side and picking up about 3 or 4 for Trinity. It's a new running back. It's a number 33, and that is Michael Schmidt, a 6-foot sophomore running back. And we also have a new quarterback now. And I was trying to see which one it was. I think it's Seth Jutz, but I'm going to have to get a good look at that number. Second down is going to be about 6. Handoff running right this time. And again, Schmidt driving a defender back. He's going to get the first down on hustle there, as he was hit about a half a yard shy of the first down. Ends up driving a defender back for about 4 or 5 yards. They'll spot the ball right at the midfield stripe. First down, Trinity.
That was a nice run there by Schmidt. Just coming into the game, hasn't seen any action in the whole first half, and he gets a 4-yard gain and rips off a 10-yard gain.
Seth Jutz is the quarterback, 6'1", 180-pound senior, wearing number 18, goes into the shotgun, hands off to the back standing next to him, and leaning forward for about 4 yards. Was that Schmidt again?
Yep, that was
Yep,
Schmidt again.
number 33. Gain of 5 on the play, second down and 5. Roxon 2 wide to the left, 1 wide out to the right side. 1 back, that's Schmidt, standing about 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He gets the call, running left. Gets inside the 45 and crashes down near the first down marker at the 40. And they will say he's got enough to move the chains. So it'll be 1st and 10 Rocks.
It's a heavy dose of Michael Schmidt here in the third quarter.
He's going to
4
go to the
straight
sideline
carries.
now. He's going to get a quick breather here.
He deserves it.
I tell you, a nice series of downs there. Ran about, 4 times? And
4 times for
gained 2 first downs.
Yeah.
Jutz in the shotgun. He's got a new back there. Can't quite make out the number yet. He's going to get the call. Hit quickly and dives inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
It's number 48.
For Oldham County. That was Blake Young getting in there, tripping him up.
Number 48 for Trinity is Jonathan Phillips.
5'8" sophomore running back. Phillips stays in there. He'll be the lone setback on 2nd down and 8. Early third period action here at Trinity High School. They'll give it to him again here, running around the left side's got room down the sideline, down to the 20, and wrestled out of bounds down near the 16.
Mark him down at the 19-yard line. They got a 19-yard gain there for Jonathan Phillips. And you were right. Heavy dose of the run. 6 straight runs to start the third quarter.
And Trinity still moving the ball very well here as they have the ball down at the Oldham County 20-yard line. Phillips stays at the tailback, standing to the left of Jutz. They give it to him, and he's going to get wrestled down immediately. Oldham County, lots of white jerseys in there for the Colonels that time, as Kobe Thomas was in there, along with Brian Monteleone. Oldham County drops Schmidt back at the 22-yard line, loss of 3.
That's the first negative play for Trinity this game.
Wow, that's impressive. Looks like Schmidt staying in there. Rock send a man in motion to the left side. One wide both ways. Schmidt gets the call. Hit in the backfield and dropped. And coming through for Oldham County like a bullet was Dustin Keown, a 5'7" sophomore linebacker.
And another loss of 3.
Keown coming through. He just came through there like he was shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, somebody missed an assignment.
Yeah. Just made the play out in open field here. It's going to be third down and about 19 now. And they're going to keep it. No, play action. Back to throw now. Jutz throws underneath, completes the pass. It's not going to go anywhere near enough for the first down as Parker Caudell coming in there to make the tackle. The catch. We're picking up new numbers here because we got some new people out there. It looks like, wow, was that
number 88?
It was 88. Okay, that was what I was saying. It was Nick Lynn, the junior tight end.
Nick Lynn?
Yes.
About a 6-yard gain there.
So on 4th down and 12, Rocks are going to go for it. 2 wideouts both ways. Jutz in the shotgun. Fires over the middle. Has his man. Breaks through from a tackle and goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Winton Johnson, junior wide receiver, came into the game with 19 catches and 3 scores. Just picks up his 4th score of the season.
And he was wide open. It was just a simple slant route over the middle. And he just took it to the house. Oldham defender was running with him, but Winton Johnson was pretty quick.
Yeah, he found the gap there in the 2-deep zone and goes in for the score. Colonels did get an arm on him, but that was about it. And Johnson gets Trinity in the end zone in their first possession of the second half. Clock is rolling, or should be rolling. It's not. 5:47. They've stopped it.
Oh, the official stopped it.
Oh, they stopped it to get him out. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And they should roll it here on the snap here. Mata waiting for the snap. Ball's down. The kick is up. And there's the signal. The kick is good. And Trinity leads 56-0 over Oldham County.
Carson Deckard gets in there to almost block that kick every time.
Yeah, he's really quick. They put him out on the edge on the special teams here, on the extra points, and but that's kind of the rule. You watch most extra points. Usually there's one guy who at least looks like he's going to get a chance, right?
Yeah.
But you're talking about a fraction of a second difference between actually blocking the kick and just looking good.
and it's impressive when they do block it, though. I mean, you don't see it very often, but every year in college football and in the NFL, a couple times a year you see a guy really time it out right, and it's impressive to see. And Carson Edwards is close. He's really close.
Yeah, he really is. And it's not there's no illusion there. Carson Deckard's a quick kid. He gets in there really well. And he has been just missing him tonight.
I said Carson Edwards. Did we know a Carson Edwards somewhere?
Did I say Edwards?
No, I did.
You did. Okay.
Deckard.
Kick is short. Oldham takes it at the 12-yard line. Looks like, is that Gabe Vance?
19.
Yeah, it's Gabe Vance they had back there on the return that time. Gets it out over the 25, maybe to the 26.
All right, Gabe Vance, take a shot from the Trinity guy, run to the sideline, and have your coaches say, no, go back in.
Yeah. That was the old Bill Cosby routine when you're playing baseball and you get hit by a pitch and you walk down to first base and you look across and the coach is giving you the steal sign. All right, 1st and 10 OC going from right to left here in the third quarter. High snap. You get it to Young, hands off to Tapia, runs into the line, out to the 30-yard line, leans on out to the 31. And Oldham County with a nice gain there on first down of about 4 yards, 2nd down and 6.
Nice first down play. A hold developed there, and Tapia started to run through it. But I believe it was number 96 there for Trinity, Cole Johnson. He filled that hole real quick and only let Tapia get about 4 or 5.
Caudell and Halvey wide to the right. Looks like Deckard and Vance wide to the left side. Now 3 wide to the right. Oldham County goes empty backfield. Young is going to tuck it and run. Leans out to the 33-yard line, and that's about it. Good chase down there by Trinity is coming in to make the tackle. Michael Patterson, a 205-pound junior linebacker.
There's just nowhere for him to go.
There was a gap right there in the middle, and it wasn't a bad idea on Sam's part.
Mm-hmm.
Just give Trinity credit for closing the hole quickly.
Yeah, they closed those gaps quick. I don't know if that was a designed run there for Sam, or if he just felt like nobody was open down the field. I thought he may have tucked it a little early, but maybe it was designed that way.
Second leading rusher for Oldham County this year. This time hands off to Tapia, straight into the middle of the line, and he's going to be drugged back shy of the first down. It'll be 4th down. We'll see. Looks like they're going to mark him at the 39. So about a gain of, well, they're not really moving that downs marker much.
Nope,
He's
they
going to
didn't
mark
give
it right at the 39. It's going to be about a 3-yard difference here. So he gained about 1. So it'll be 4th down and 3, and Oldham County sets up to punt here. For Trinity's, that Miller back again?
number 9.
Or is it 9? It's not 8?
9 or 8? It might be 8.
I think it's 8. I think it's Miller.
I'm blind, so.
He's standing on his own 40. Low snap. Demppley almost tucked it and ran, but he fires it downfield, takes a bounce, bounces straight up in the air, and Trinity will start at their own 46-yard line.
Didn't get a good roll there.
No,
Ball just stuck.
Yeah, the ball literally just stuck into that turf. It bounced off, 3 inches off the ground?
Yeah.
So Trinity, no real chance at a return, but still good field position for the Rocks at their own 46-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like a double check here, but I think Seth Jutz is back at QB. He is.
Yes.
Schmidt back in at tailback. Rocks with 2 wide to the right side, 1 to the left. They'll send a man in motion to the left side. And the handoff goes to Schmidt on the stretch play, going to the wide side of the field, out to the 50, down to the 47, and ushered out of bounds to the Oldham County 46. Gain of about 8 on first down.
Yeah, it's about as perfect of a first down play as you're going to get. They're going to give him 7.
Boy, they marked him. Hey, they say he went out of bounds a lot earlier than I realized. So it's going to be 2nd down, a long 2, short 3. Take your pick. He's got to get it. Trinity's got to get it inside the Oldham 45 for the first down here. Ball is at the 47. Again, they send a man in motion to the left side. He reverses back to the right. And this time the stretch play goes to Schmidt to the right. He cuts it up ahead and is going to be wrestled down right about the first down marker. He should have it.
Yeah, I think they're going to give it to him. Looked like he fell over it. Yep, they gave it to him.
And not quite positive, but I think it was Dustin Kuhn again in there getting the tackle, the sophomore linebacker. They do give him the first down, so it is 1st and 10 at the Oldham County 44-yard line. Trinity moving again here, leading this game 56-0. Hand off to Schmidt, straight into the line, driving defenders back, and he goes inside the 40 and all the way down to the Oldham 36. And again, a big first down play for the Rocks. It'll be spotted at the 37, but it'll just be 2nd down and 3.
And those first down carries up the middle like that, when they go for 7, 8 yards, and you're playing, 2nd and short, it opens the playbook up so much for the offense.
That's going to be the end of the 3rd period. The final seconds running off the clock. The team's running off the field at the end of 3. 56-0 Trinity. Will be back to St. Matthews right after this. You're listening to the Pegasus Sports Network coverage of the Colonels in the 6A football playoffs. Back after this.
Proud sponsor of the Pegasus Sports Network is Mountjoy Chilton Medley Certified Public Accountants, the largest locally based accounting firm in Kentucky and southern Indiana, offering a full range of accounting, audit, tax planning, and advisory services for businesses and individuals. Employing nearly 120 CPAs, Mountjoy Chilton Medley provides highly specialized services that can help you achieve your personal and business goals. For a complete list of services and more, on the web at mcmcpa.com. Mountjoy Chilton and Medley, 502-749-1900.
Trinity with the football now. 2nd down and 3, and we get a flag to start the 4th period here.
A little encroachment on Oldham County. They jumped. Almost all 4 of their defensive linemen jumped.
So it'll make it a 1st down for the Rocks. Ball just outside the 30 of Oldham County. Hand off to another new back here, and breaking a tackle at the 30 and getting out of bounds at about the 28-yard line for Trinity. That was number 45. And we talked about him a little earlier, and I've already forgotten. No, we didn't talk about him. That's David Terrence, a 5'8 sophomore. They list him as a D-back, but that time got a carry. Unless I looked at the number wrong. It was number 45, wasn't it?
It was number 48.
48, okay.
No. Excuse me. It was 45. David
okay.
Terrence.
David Terrence, right. Yeah. I was questioning myself a little bit there because I have him listed as a DB. But he's now the lone setback. Juts in the shotgun. Terrence to his right. 2nd down and a long 6. They fake it to Terrence. Quarterback tries to keep it. Oldham County's going to be all over him. And Juts will be swarmed down back at the 29-yard line. Pick a number, pick a name. Bunch of white jerseys in there. But the last guy off that pile for Oldham County was number 65, Reagan Ray, the 6'2 senior lineman. One of the guys who we're going to be saying looks like goodbye to tonight, a guy who's had a fantastic career at Oldham County, one of the most consistent linemen on either side of the ball for the Colonels. And he got in there to get the tackle for loss. It'll be 3rd and 9. Black, and there's a draw play straight up the middle and running ahead and getting good yardage, and it's going to be, looks like enough for the 1st down. They will mark him down at the 22-yard line. That will give the Rocks a 1st down. They'll move the chains.
Jonathan Phillips there, number 48 on the carry.
I have to hold the team here a second. They haven't got the chains moved yet. Juts goes under center. Hands off. Running right. And nothing there as getting down to the 21-yard line and pretty much nothing else. And that time, Kevin, I think it was number 48. And that's Jonathan Phelps back in, the sophomore we saw earlier in the 3rd period. He's going to be brought down at the 21-yard line, so it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, he didn't get anything on that one. He threw a nice little stiff arm out there on the side, but gave Oldham time to corral him.
Trinity getting lots of different folks into the offensive backfield. Again, Jets under center. And hands off this time to Terrence. almost wrapped up in the backfield, got away, but is swarmed under as he gets to the 20, maybe the 19-yard line. The Colonels had a chance to bring him down in the backfield there as Brian Monteleone um, got a hand on him but was unable to bring him down. But he did delay him enough that not able to get much after that. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Rocks at the Oldham County 19.
Oldham got back there real quick because Trinity's had a couple of these handoffs that are really delayed and really slow to get the ball to the running back.
Jets goes under center again. Handoff to the tailback. Hit in the backfield and drop the ball's loose. Oldham County has it, and they're blowing it dead.
I don't.
Parker Caudill just got robbed of a touchdown.
Yep.
Parker Caudill picked up the loose ball on one hop and was off to the races. There was nobody in sight with a green jersey on, and the officials just blew the play dead.
I thought the ball was out. I don't think he was down. And it's not like college or the NFL where we have the ability to watch the replay.
Yeah, maybe if we saw the replay, we'd think differently. But it sure looked like, in live action, it sure looked like that was a loose ball. Looked like it came out as he was being spun around by the tackler. 4th down. Juts rolling to his right. Pressured here, is going to tuck it and gets run out of bounds about the 20-yard line. And Trinity will turn the ball over on downs to the Colonels at the OC 20, or very close there. Let's see where they actually spot this. 7:15 to play in the ball game. I know it wouldn't have really probably mattered much in the grand scheme of things, but certainly Oldham County would love to have had that touchdown on the board.
Why not? At least say, hey, we made a play in the game. We got ourselves in the end zone, and I really thought that ball was out.
I did too. Now again, as you said, if we had the benefit of a replay, maybe we have a different opinion. But it sure looked, in live action, it looked like it came out as he was being spun around before he hit the ground.
Yep.
Colonel's on the attack here now. High snap and some subs in there for Oldham County. I'm going to have to see who this is, who they handed off to. Didn't get much.
They got Jacob
It
Davis
is Tapia.
Quarterback.
Yeah, it was Tapia who got the call, and he picks up a yard. But you're right, new quarterback for OC, Jacob Davis, 5'9" sophomore, getting his time under center. They got high expectations for this young man coming up. They think he's got a lot of the intangibles to be a really good high school quarterback. He's under center now. And gives it to the tailback. And again, I'm gonna have to wait till they untangle themselves here. I think that was still Tapia. Yep. And he gets it out to about the 25. So another 4 yards there. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 here for the Colonels. Really unfortunate for Juan. Came into the game needing 62 yards? No, 32 yards. Excuse me. To get 1,000 yards. Right now, just 17 on the night. If he could get another 15, be a nice little feather in his cap in his senior year. Back to throw. Davis throwing right side and a little too far out of bounds, trying to get it up to Halvey. Good coverage there by Trinity. That was number 40 on the coverage, Trevier Barnes, a sophomore.
Yeah, great coverage. I mean, there wasn't even a chance for him to catch the ball because the ball was thrown out of bounds. But for Tapia, that kind of sucks. Come up 15 yards shy of 1,000 on the season in his senior year.
5:33 left in the third in Crestwood. Bowling Green on top now, 21-14 over the Dragons of South Oldham as Oldham County gets set to punt here. Trinity looking to get pretty good field position as the ball is booted away and hit at midfield and not going anywhere as they didn't call for a fair catch. Kind of surprising there. The Colonels were bearing down on number 43, Elijah Anders, and he ends up paying for that mistake. Clay Franklin was in there, a couple of other Colonels, and they hit him and hit him hard. Stood him up straight up at the Trinity 49. That's where the Rocks get it.
Yeah, there's no need for him to even think about wanting to return there. That was just dumb on his part. His coaches are just gonna laugh at him when he gets to the sideline and be like, "Hey, you should have called for a fair catch, man."
Yeah, you're not going to get much sympathy when you do that. It's you come to the sideline seeing three head coaches, but good to see that young man get up because he took a shot.
Yes, he did.
Rocks on the attack here. Right shot, just shy of midfield. Phillips is back in at tailback for Trinity. Juts still in at quarterback. Gives it to Phillips running right. Around the right side, hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Colonels with good pursuit there to the football, and he was going nowhere. Second down and 10. Bryce Roche getting in there to make the stop for the Colonels.
Yeah, no running room there on the outside that time for number 48, Jonathan Phillips. Nice play by Roche. Get to the outside. But they haven't had a very. Oldham has not done a good job stopping the run all night long, though.
No, it's been difficult. The Rocks have controlled the line of scrimmage now. The subs in there are not doing as well. Of course, Oldham County also has some subs in there, but Colonels have only been shut out once this year. They lost 49-0 to South Oldham about the middle of the season. And we're going to get procedure against Trinity, the wide receiver. Actually, a couple of people moved, but I think the one that was the easy one for the official to catch because it was right in front of him was Simon Rice, the big 6'4". He's actually a tight end. He's a senior. They had him lined up as a split end, and he was right there in front of the official when he started jerking a little early. Second down 15 for the Rocks from their own 44. Hey, the voice has almost made it through the night.
Hey,
You know?
I'm impressed. You did make it through the night.
I poured so much tea and honey down my throat all day.
It worked.
It works. Truth.
Until you get home, and then you're not going to be able to talk to mom.
2:05 left in this one. Trinity's going to move on to the state semifinals here with a convincing 56-0 win, maybe more if they get something here. And there's a handoff. Phillips tripped up in the backfield. Good penetration by Oldham County that time. He's going to end up making it to the line of scrimmage, but Dustin Kuhn, who has played a really good game tonight on defense for Oldham County.
Yeah, he really has. And there's not a lot of things that we can say positively about this game for Oldham County. But he has definitely been a bright spot.
He has. He's played well. And just a sophomore too. Just a sophomore. So he's got some more days in blue and white ahead of him. Third down and 15. Juts hands off to his tailback off the right side and a gain of maybe a couple, and that's about it. And now the ball pushed out. We got a little rugby scrum here. Gets another yard or two for Trinity, but it'll bring up fourth and about a dozen, and the Rocks will have to punt it away. And I actually think they will have to run a play here. The clock just now under 50 seconds here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure they're actually going to punt it or not, but we'll see. Tough night for Oldham County. The Colonels unable to pull the big upset here tonight in St. Matthews against the second-ranked Rocks. As the two teams are going to let the clock run down 26 seconds, but another good year for the Colonels under third-year coach Mike Fox. And once again, just to reiterate the thing that just keeps running through my mind, another year and the Colonels went another step further in the playoffs. And I still think the future very bright in Buckner. Just not their night tonight. 56-0. Trinity wins it. We're going to take a break back to St. Matthews, Kentucky, and Trinity High School right after this. You're listening to Oldham County Football on the Pegasus Sports Network. Don't go away. The Foundation's Dentistry postgame show coming up next.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike Montgomery, and we here at Pegasus Sports would like to give a big thanks to one of our new sponsors, Foundations Family and Implant Dentistry, a full service dental team who strives to meet the needs of your entire family. They have two convenient locations, one on Shelbyville Road in Middletown and the other on Lexington Road in St. Matthews. Check them out online at www.foundationsdentistry.com or give them a call at 502 245 8442. They would like nothing more than to have the opportunity to care for your entire dental needs.
A proud sponsor of the Pegasus Sports Network is Mountjoy Chilton Medley Certified Public Accountants, the largest locally based accounting firm in Kentucky and southern Indiana, offering a full range of accounting, audit, tax planning, and advisory services for businesses and individuals. Employing nearly 120 CPAs, Mountjoy Chilton Medley provides highly specialized services that can help you achieve your personal and business goals. For a complete list of services and more, on the web at mcpa.com. Mountjoy, Chilton, and Medley, 502-749-1900.
A wise man once said, "The secret to happiness is comfortable shoes." Well, I don't know about that, but I do know one thing. I'm a happy man when my feet are feeling good. And that's the idea behind Happy Feet, the world's most comfortable slippers. It's like walking on pillows. Owned and operated right here in Kentucky, Happy Feet has the coolest, the warmest, the most comfortable slippers around. College basketball fans will love the UK and U of L slippers. They look just like sneakers. Animal lovers will adore Animal Feet, a line of cushy slippers that look like every animal you can think of. There's even a dinosaur for the kids. Check them all out now at www.buyhappyfeet.com. That's www.buyhappyfeet.com and give the gift of Happy Feet. Happy Feet. It's like walking on pillows.
C&W Automotives wants to keep you moving toward the finish line with our free 21-point inspection. C&W Automotives has trained technicians providing full-service care for all makes and models. C&W Automotives, 6701 West Highway 22 in Crestwood.
No one wants to spend the season on the sidelines. Whether you're a high school athlete or a weekend warrior, there's always potential for injury. That's why the sports therapy experts at Baptist Health LaGrange and Baptist Health Sports Medicine are standing by to help with injury prevention and treatment. We are also the proud provider of complimentary sports medicine services for all Oldham County high schools. For more information, call 222-0598 or visit baptisthealthlagrange.com.
At Kentucky Farm Bureau, we work as hard to protect your stuff as you work to get it. For almost 75 years, over 478,000 Kentucky families and businesses have trusted Kentucky Farm Bureau to help protect what matters most to them. Whether it's auto, homeowners, farm, commercial, boat, health, or life insurance, Kentucky Farm Bureau has what you need to keep you protected. And here in Oldham County, your Kentucky Farm Bureau representative is Steve Jones. An Oldham County resident for over 20 years, Steve is a well-known figure in the local community where his kids went to high school and played sports, and where he is active in the local high school booster club in his community church. Steve's goal is simple: to provide peace of mind to all his clients. Call Steve today at 241-2833 or visit him in person at 6334 Kentucky Highway 146 in Crestwood. Steve Jones and Kentucky Farm Bureau. The folks to know because you never know.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. And remember, don't drink and drive. It's just not worth it.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
When life gets difficult, it's not always easy to be kind. But at CareSource, that's when we're at our very best. Sure, we provide health insurance, but more than that, we make certain through all the twists and turns in your life, you'll always be covered with kindness.
Just let the love
That's the difference with CareSource, individual and family health insurance.
Tonight's Pegasus Sports Network coverage of the Colonels has also been brought to you by BluegrassPreps.com. If you're a sports fan, if you're a high school sports fan especially, do you know where to find the latest news and information on your team? As well as every team across the Bluegrass State. Well, check out bluegrasspreps.com, your one stop shop for everything you want to know about Kentucky high school sports. Whether you want to know the latest update of an ongoing game, maybe read previews of upcoming games, or get a detailed recap of a game from a fan who was there to see all the action, well, Bluegrass Preps has you covered. BluegrassPreps.com also provides rankings of all the top schools, as well as conversations on topics of interest to serious high school fans. And along the way, you can have a little fun, test your knowledge and skill with contests and trivia. Whether it's basketball or football, boys or girls, your hub for everything you want to know about Kentucky high school sports is BluegrassPreps.com. 56 to nothing. Not a good night if you're an Oldham County fan, but a successful season in the books for the Colonels as they finish the year 8-5, the third straight winning season in the rebuilding process since Mike Fox has come on board here at Oldham County High School, and they make it all the way to the region championship. Along the way, they were district champions this year, so the progress continues, and the future looks bright tonight. Though not so much fun as Trinity, a dominant player on both sides of the ball tonight. And you mentioned earlier, Kevin, there were few bright spots, and statistically, there were very few. As Oldham County, unofficially, finishing with just 20 yards of total offense tonight. I can't remember the last time I've seen that from an Oldham County team. I'm sorry, got to turn your mic up, don't
Yeah,
we?
you got to
There we
turn.
go.
I mean, I know you don't like to hear me talk that often, but
When once you got to be 26, it's the only thing left I can turn you off with, is the microphone switch.
yeah, the lines, just the trenches was just such a huge part. When you for Oldham, I mean, like you said, 20 yards of offense for the entire game. When you can't give time to your quarterback to throw because the defense is coming in, and then when you hand the ball off and they're staring at a wall of green jerseys, it's going to be a tough night for you. And tonight was definitely a tough night. Trinity just absolutely dominated them at the point of attack. As soon as that ball was snapped, it was a green jersey in the backfield, and then on the flip side, as soon as the ball was snapped for Trinity, they had 3 or 4 yard push down the field from that offensive line. So just that alone would be the single-handed thing, like I mentioned at halftime, that I point to as why Trinity won this game.
Well, yeah, and I think when we came in here tonight, we thought Oldham to win this game. Forget about the keys to winning, but think about the X's and O's for just a minute. How was if Oldham County, if you had to paint a scenario where Oldham County pulls the upset, what had to happen on the field? And I think we all probably came in thinking for Oldham County to win this game, the passing game had to work. But what that also means is there were two things that had to happen. One, the O line had to at least give him some time, and the running game had to be at least sufficiently dangerous that Trinity couldn't just completely ignore it.
Right.
And unfortunately, neither of those two things happened. And Sam Young, who I think is going to be one of the premier quarterbacks, really already is one of the premier quarterbacks in the state. But by the time he's a junior and senior next couple of years, I think he's going to put up some just amazing numbers. Tonight he just didn't have time to function, and Trinity was in his face all the time. And when he did get away some passes, Trinity's defense, the secondary, did a pretty good job,
Hmm.
and they were locked up in man coverage and gambling with extra rush,
Hmm.
extra people in the rush, but did a really good job in the man defense. And as such, I think we talked about a couple of passes being open, but there weren't many.
No, there definitely weren't many. We pointed to earlier, like in the first half, a couple of throws from Sam Young that weren't exactly on point. There were a couple little slant routes that his guys would have caught it and would have caught it for a first down and maybe some extra yardage, but he just couldn't get the ball into their hands, threw it at their feet, and and it's hard to do when you one, you're playing in the cold, that ball's a rock. Two, you don't have any time to throw. So
Right.
when he snapped the ball, as a quarterback, you're taught, go through your progressions. If the first guy's not open, look to the second guy. He didn't even have a chance to look for his second guy. He was having to go to that first read right away, and Trinity just made it real hard for him.
Yeah, and I think Oldham as the game progressed, tried to go to some quick reads,
Hmm.
and but those ended up ended up being taken away by the fact that Trinity got the rush on so quick. You're putting your defensive backs on an island out there, but the defensive backs held their coverage long enough, in part because of the good rush. And
Yeah.
hats off to Trinity. Oldham County just unofficially 20 yards of offense tonight. I had Sam Young 1 of 7 passing for 4 yards and 2 interceptions. Parker Caudell, 1 of 2 for 3 yards and an interception. Carson Deckard and Sam Young were the two guys who actually caught passes tonight. Leading the way rushing was Juan Tapia. Unfortunately, he was 32 yards. We mentioned it, away from 1,000 on the season. He finishes with 12 carries for 17 yards, so finishes his senior year off just 15 yards away from that 1,000-yard threshold. The Colonels tonight, the turnover battle and the field position battle were just too much to overcome. Seven um, well, all 8 of Trinity's possessions in the first half began on the Oldham County side of the field. And what was it? 6 of them started inside the 30, or was it 7? It was 7, actually.
It's 6 or 7,
7.
yeah.
Yeah, that started inside the 30. That's just something that you just can't quite overcome.
Mm-mm.
And tonight, Oldham County couldn't. Running clock by halftime, and the final score of 56-0.
And for Trinity, like we mentioned, 7 first half possessions inside the 30, so they didn't have to go very far to score. So 303 yards of total offense. They could have had well over 400, 450 if they would have had to, drive the length of the field because they were moving the ball at will against Oldham, but they just didn't have to go very far. So the yardage doesn't really show up for the points, but 303 yards of offense. They had 201 on the ground. Um, Actually, excuse me, 302. I can't do math. 201 yards on the ground and 101 yards through the air. McElroy had 73 of those. Seth Jutes came in the second half and went 2 for 2, 28 yards through a touchdown. Um, their starting running backs, who had 130 yards in the first half, did not play in the second. They brought in a couple backups. Michael Schmidt had 10 carries for 34. Jonathan Phillips had 6 carries for 31. David Terrence had 3 carries for 9. It's just mistake-free football for Trinity.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely mistake-free. They did not do anything wrong tonight to put themselves in a position to get burnt or put themselves in a position to um, get scored on by any means. They just defensively, offensively, all around was just on point tonight.
Post-game show has been brought to you by Foundations Dentistry, one of our new sponsors here on the Pegasus Sports Network, with 2 locations, one here in St. Matthews and one in Middletown. Be sure to find out and how their family can help serve your family. It's going to wrap things up here from Marshall Stadium and Harry Jansing Field here in the Trinity High School campus. Oldham County season coming to a close here tonight by a final score of 56-0. The Colonels district champs this year, and they do make it all the way to the region, but it comes to an end tonight. For the coaches, of course, that means tomorrow is starting work on next year, as it's a never-ending thing in the football locker room. Congratulations to all the Colonel seniors. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Preston Dykes tonight, the senior middle linebacker who injured his knee against South Oldham. Never made it back onto the field. He was dressed tonight on the sideline, but did not get to play. And sorry to see his career end that way. But all the other seniors also, best of luck to all of those young men in the future. whatever their next plans are. But we certainly enjoyed watching them in a Colonel uniform. For my partner Kevin Montgomery, I'm Mike Montgomery. Once again, your final score: Trinity 56, Oldham County nothing. That's it from St. Matthews. Good night.